It's been over a decade since these two teams have met at Nippert Stadium, and a chance for Cincinnati to even the all-time series at Nippert Stadium between the Pitt Panthers, Ethan Herzog alongside Aiden Riggs. And Aiden, a matchup that has been long awaited for Cincinnati fans. After the trip to Pittsburgh, they won 27-20. They welcome back this team. The 2018 will be honored as well. Huge sight here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, you could argue this biggest game on the calendar year for the Bearcats here at home.
Well, you have Colorado.
Well, that's on the road. Here at home.
That's on the road.
But
true.
when you look at the schedule you got here at Nippert, this is the biggest game. You got rivalry, of course. River City Rivalry, they played so many times since he trying to even up the score here at Nippert. Last year, that Pitt game on the road, that might have been the high point of the season. They went into Pittsburgh, into what used to be Heinz Field, and took the win away from Pat Narduzzi's squad. Emory Jones, of course, had the great game then. But this new-look Bearcats team, see what they can do. Great win last week against Towson. We saw that explosive offense. Really excited to see what the Bearcats have in store today.
And the question that will be surrounding the Bearcats is not the offense. You've spoken about the offense and how Brendan Sorsby had his breakout game. You saw all the running backs contribute in some way. It's the defense that you have the question of. But it is solidified with the fact that Dante Corleone is back. He got cleared to play last week and is named a starter coming up for the Bearcats today.
Yeah, you can't talk enough about this. This is Dante Corleone, projected first-round pick in the NFL draft, preseason All-Big 12 selection. He brings a special spark to that defensive line. Saw the Bearcats in that first half last week really struggle against that Towson offense. Towson wasn't afraid to air the ball out. They weren't able to get a ton of pressure in on their quarterback. Can Dante break through that line of Pitt and create some havoc? Can you stop that run game, which we know Pitt has a fairly strong amount with Desmond Reed? We'll see what Dante can bring. We also got to look at that back for the defensive back room for the Bearcats. Overhauled in the offseason. Struggled again in that first half. Really kind of picked it up towards the second half. But how do you come out? How do you start this game against Pitt?
And it's just a matter of how you look at it as well. With defensive coordinator Tyson Veit, he's running that 3-3-5, which consistently a nickel formation for Cincinnati, which is an interesting one to just run something along the lines of a nickel. You'd think you'd switch it up, run a 4-3-3-4, but the argument to make is you now have Corleone at nose tackle, who is the rock that could lead the three-man rush.
I mean, this defense has so many just questions around it.
Easily.
And I don't have any answers on what they're
Neither
going to
do
do. I mean, I truly could not tell you what the game plan is going to be now that Corleone is back. I think this is just going to be a game-time decision. We're going to see what these coaches in the booth next to us decide to send out there. How do you try and attack this when you know the weaknesses you have? How do you play around that and play to your advantage and try to just let your defense play? I mean, I'd be shocked, honestly, with how, when you're looking at this game, if this game isn't up in that 20 to 30 range for each team. It's setting up to be somewhat of an offensive shootout with how both teams played last week and how both defenses kind of struggled against lesser opponents.
Now looking very quickly at the box score of last week's contest, Brendan Sorsby finished 22 for 31, 383 yards and 2 touchdowns, had 2 more on the ground as well for a total of 14 yards through the ground. Evan Pryor had a touchdown run, broke out for a 64-yard touchdown run, finished the game with 105 total yards. And with receiving, Xavier Henderson with a touchdown, Sterling Burkhalter with another touchdown. And that's also another topic I want to touch on really quickly as well, is that this team, full of local product. Sterling Burkhalter, Corey Kiner, Evan Prater, Joe Royer, who came up.
There's a full list of them there.
There is a full list of them
that I just had up.
Handed up. Here we go. I'll read these top to bottom. Dante Corleone, Coleraine High School, Evan Prater, Wyoming High School, Corey Kiner, Roger Bacon, Ken Willis, Coleraine, Nigel Mooney, Roger Bacon. Both those guys were in my graduating class, by the way, Roger Bacon. Luke Kandra, Elder, Sterling Burkhalter, Princeton, Joe Royer, Elder, Connor Keys, Elder, Maxwell Masters, Elder, Antoine Peak Jr., Indian Hill, Quentin Price, Taft, and Levi Waters, at Winton Woods, and Eric Phillips at Coleraine, who was named a starter as well. And Eric Phillips had a fantastic game last time out, but just huge. Since I said it last night, I was calling a game for Chatterbox. Cincinnati's a hotbed for talent.
Yeah, and the kind of recruiting coordination group that Cincinnati had kind of took some heat in the offseason of losing some recruits in the local area to some of the other schools in the area. Kentucky's got a stronghold in this area. Ohio State's done really well.
Yes.
Even some of the MAC schools have
Dame.
been stealing some teams. Notre Dame. It'd be real interesting how they now develop and try and continue to grab some of this homegrown talent, try and keep them in this city to play Big 12 football and not have to leave the city anymore to get to a power conference.
It is a huge up to this team. And I mean, I remember my first year at Cincinnati was the big college football playoff run. So, I mean, I can't really say much to the effect of, oh, I saw this program. Well, but I did.
You did.
As a kid,
I
saw this program in the dirt. This was not the best program, and you'll hear it later as well, the exclusive interview with Tony Pike coming up at halftime, where he talked about how as we hear the chants, who would have thought?
I don't think we could say that one on the air.
We definitely cannot say that one on the air, but that solidifies the rivalry.
It does.
With the River City Rivalry, the paddle wheel trophy.
This goes back conferences. This used to be a conference game. Classic Big East matchup.
It is. National anthem alma mater being played by the UC Bearcat bands. I was waiting for the skydiver. I wasn't sure if they had one today.
Yes, noon kickoff might have messed that one up a little bit, but
yeah, just a little bit, but it's all right. So, see, and I'm going to ask you this. I don't think I've ever asked you this question. Noon kickoff or 3:30 kickoff, and why?
I think it depends on what the game is.
Okay.
See, I love as a football fan, I do love the noon kickoff going straight from college game day right into the games.
Okay.
As a fan, I do kind of enjoy, though, that 3:30. Because I will say today, I had a rough night last night, if you couldn't guess. It was not easy for me waking up to get to the stadium at 9:30.
Ugh.
And that wasn't necessarily the most fun. But there is something about noon kickoff that really does stand out to me. I love noon kickoff, specifically on a natural grass field. For some reason, that just stands out to me, and I just love it.
I mean, I can say the same. I love noon kickoff when I'm happily sitting on my couch.
There you go.
Some kind of beverage, may or may not be alcoholic. Do not judge me. However, when it comes to being a fan coming out to the stadium, noon kickoff, like you said, depending on the match, is good.
I think if it's that big-time matchup like we had with Oklahoma last year,
yes,
that one stood out to me.
That one was fantastic. I remember that one. That was a great first half that Cincinnati had, but eventually would
I was up at 5 a.m. for that one.
Well,
5 a.m. for Big Noon.
You were at Big Noon. And
you were up here for the booth in that one.
I was. I said I went to game day when they came, and I enjoy game day much more than I enjoy Fox Big Noon kickoff. And I stayed up for 24 hours to be in the front row for game day.
Hey.
I didn't go to bed until after 48 hours of being awake.
And it paid off.
It did pay off. It did. I got paid about $150 to go PA for a game up the street and
monetarily, and you got on TV.
Exactly, and I got on TV. So, and I was also on local news, Channel 9.
There you go.
Talked to me for a minute while I was, I'll say, drunkenly tired, I'll say. But I think it just depends, like you said. That's a perfect answer.
The one thing I've always wanted to do, though, is be on the West Coast. And I want to know what it's like to wake up at 9 a.m. and have college football on TV. That is the one thing I've always been curious about.
That's a dream.
Never gotten to experience it. Maybe in the future it could happen. We'll see.
You never know what jobs may take you out to the West Coast and leave you with, maybe you'll be working. If you stick in soccer, maybe you'll go out work with LASC or LA Galaxy.
Got to maybe do a game in the Rose Bowl. You never know. That's a dream. That's a dream of mine.
That's
a huge dream of mine
too.
Been in that press box before when I took a trip out west. That was awesome. Kirk Herbstreit press box.
Interesting.
Little Cincinnati talent.
That's name as the Bearcats take the field. A backflip. My goodness. Acrobatics coming up here early. We're just moments away here from the River City Rivalry at Nippert Stadium. Ethan Herzog, Aiden Riggs here with you as the Bearcats and Panthers warm up, prepare for the battle of a lifetime, a historic rivalry. It has gone back conferences. Like you said, used to be a yearly affair, but Cincinnati didn't beat Pitt until 2008.
Oh, yeah.
You know who was on that team? Tony Pike, Armand Binns, Jason Kelsey, Travis Kelsey, Kevin Huber, Derek Wolfe.
I don't think I've ever heard of any of those names before. I don't think they have any relevance at all.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely
They're
not.
Some of the best names to ever play for UC that you just said. Like, the team that started this kind of rivalry truly made it into a rivalry. I don't think you can call it a rivalry when one team handles it for so long. So here comes Pitt onto the field if you can hear the fans.
You can hear it.
But that team, I think, really did make this into a true rivalry game.
Yes.
As Cincinnati now on a 3-game win streak against the Panthers, winning in 11, 12, and now last year in 23. See if the Bearcats can continue this rivalry and sway it more in their favor as they've done in the past 3 meetings.
And speaking of rivalries, I'm sure as you have heard, the Victory Bell rivalry is coming to an end in a couple of seasons, but you have to wonder, are the Bearcats going to replace that with something like the River City or the Keg of Nails?
I would personally, not that I have a favorite, but I would love the Keg of Nails.
I would too. Because I love the Cincinnati-Pitt rivalry. I do. But I also love the Cincinnati-Louisville rivalry. Maybe, or what you do, alternate years.
That would work as well.
You have home-away series in like 25 and 27 for Pitt, and then 26 and 28 for Louisville.
I will
Something
say,
like that.
Being from Louisville, that rivalry is a lot stronger than you'd think.
Oh,
People
I'm sure.
hear that I go to Cincinnati, and they're like, oh, you go to UC. Whoa there. Okay.
Yeah.
But that Keg of Nails means something down there.
Oh, it does.
And I know it means something up here, and I would love for that rivalry to be reignited, not just in football, really just in all sports.
Basketball would be a lovely addition for the Keg of Nails.
Amazing. There's nothing like a Louisville-Cincinnati. You have an hour and a half distance in between these two colleges of both. Louisville has 35,000 students. Cincinnati now 52,000.
Where are you going to put them?
Two large students. Completely different question for another day.
We'll save that for the news record. They can have that one. But my good friends in the news record, Tyler Easterday, he's up here with TNR. He's the sports director for TNR. But yes, like you said, and Dante Corleone egging the crowd on.
It's a beautiful sight to see him on the field.
Oh, it is. I think his presence is going to be felt immediately.
He is a mammoth of a human.
Oh my gosh, yes. Cincinnati native, went to Coleraine High School. A strong addition to Cincinnati's roster.
Got the chance to run into him a couple times and talk to him. He's a great guy as well.
Really?
Saw him after the spring game on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Chatting up everyone.
Yeah, I mean, part of me is not shocked. I feel like a lot of these Cincinnati kids, they're all just super humble. They love to talk to you. They love to get to know you. And, I mean, I can say that about Corey Kiner, who, I went to high school with, so I know him personally. Nigel Mooney, same thing. He is deeper on the depth chart, but he's still on this roster and still contributes a great amount. But you have plenty of options to make friends with if you really wanted to seek out some kind of relationship with a Bearcat. Football team's perfect. Basketball team's perfect. I ran to the women's basketball team, and they were all smiles once they saw me. I mean, I'm their radio play-by-play guy, so,
Hey, we had guys running to Dan Skillings at the tailgate, apparently. Got some video of that.
There you go. And Dan Skillings is...
It's like we're going to get the ball here.
Sort out. Will be Bearcats to receive the opening kickoff. Logan Wilson and Manny Covey back deep to receive this kick. Kick it away, Ben Sauls for the Pitt Panthers. A rivalry unmatched for the city of Cincinnati.
It's going to be loud today. I can already tell.
It's going to be loud. Make sure you tell that to Pat Narduzzi. We'll get things started, kicked away from the 35-yard line, high end over end kick, and it'll go out the back of the end zone for the touchback. Now looking at the starting quarterback for Cincinnati, Brendan Sorsby, number 2, transferred in from Indiana, and he is a threat, especially a dual threat on the field.
Yeah, we saw over 383 yards last week. That was the most of a UC quarterback since 2015. He had as much of a statement first game as you can have. We'll see what he can do now against a little bit stronger defense, his first power matchup of his UC career. We're really going to see, does UC have their quarterback of the future today?
Sorsby, single back in the backfield, one receiver to the top. Kiner stands to Sorsby's right, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws it on sweep on the screen to the other side. It'll be Joe Royer. He gains about 3, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
There's Joe Royer, the Cincinnati native kid who's just transferred in from Ohio State. He talked after the postgame last week. First time really getting playing time since high school. He sat on the bench at Ohio State. Didn't see the field much. Got a lot of touches last week. He had over 5 receptions. See what he can do today.
And that's the thing, too, about Joe Royer. He's played in this stadium before. Elder and Moeller have a matchup a couple of years, at least once every year. Now, 2 receivers up to the top. 1 tight end to the bottom, 2 backs in the backfield. Sends a man in motion right to left, hands it off to Kiner. Kiner has a hole, and he may have more. He's going to get tackled down, however, after the sticks. First down, Cincinnati.
Corey Kiner, he manned this rush attack last year that was top 5 in the nation. Comes back for another year, makes his presence known early, gets that first down. Bearcats rolling here.
Had a huge run against Pitt last time out at Acrisure Stadium. Now almost had another identical run on the second play of the game.
Also, watch out for that offensive line. This offensive line was nationally ranked last year, almost top 10 in the nation. We'll see how they can hold up.
Helped Corey Kiner reach 1,000 yards on the season. Sorsby, 1 receiver to the top, 2 backs in the backfield, takes the snap, hands it off once again, makes 1 move and gains about 5, brings up 2nd down.
A little bit of extracurriculars here on the bench. We got some rivalry going on here. Believe that was Francis Sherman of the Bearcats chirping with number 10, Raylan Gandy of the Pittsburgh Panthers. We'll see what happens there.
It's a good thing to see that there's still a little bit of
this rivalry is alive.
Nothing will ever beat the crosstown shootout, but this may be the closest thing to it. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top for Sorsby. Kiner still in the backfield, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to throw to the left side, makes the catch at the 50, and he's still going. Dropped at the 45-yard line, first down Cincinnati.
Sterling Burkhalter gets his 3rd reception of the year on that one, getting the Bearcats first down. Sorsby felt the pressure, got it out quickly. 2 men were running unguarded right at him. You're able to get it out, first down Cats.
It almost looks like it may have been something of a pre-planned, you're going to leave those 2 guys unblocked, make a false sense of security and throw it out to the left side on the flat. Now 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top, single back in the backfield right behind Brendan Sorsby. Sends Sherman in motion in towards the offensive line. Pitches out to Kiner. Kiner has a little bit of room on the right side. He'll be tackled down. That is not Corey Kiner. It's Evan Pryor. He gets brought down after a gain of about 3, 2nd down.
Evan Pryor had that explosive run last week, made it to the end zone. I believe that was almost a 60-yard rush or something around
64 yards.
64 yards. And we see the Bearcats, those first 2 rushes with Corey Kiner running up the middle. He's trying to swing that one towards the outside, trying to get something going on that. Not quite there, got a couple 3 yards. See what they do here on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down and 7, balls on the 43-yard line of Pitt. 2 backs in the backfield. You have Sherman playing as the fullback, 1 receiver down to the bottom. Sorsby sends a man in motion from right to left. Takes the snap, rolls back, 3-step drop, pressure coming, evades it for the moment, is able to throw it away. The incomplete, brings up 3rd down.
There's that pressure from the Pitt defensive line, able to get through the Cincinnati line. Sorsby felt the pressure, able to get rid of it, avoids the sack and the loss. 3rd down and long here.
So a good drive so far, 3rd and 7, trying to convert. You could see Carter Brown come out to attempt a field goal.
That'd be a long one.
It would be. His longest this season, 35. 3 for 4. Excuse me, that's incorrect. Those are wrong stats. Just kidding. Brennan Sorsby, empty backfield. 2 receivers to the top and bottom. Takes the snap, drops back to throw. Looking, pressure coming, and he can't avoid the sack. Down he goes. That's Sincere Edwards. Had a tackle for a loss last time out against Kent State, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, he was able to go around that left side of the line, or would have been the right side for Cincinnati, I apologize. He was working on his left side, got all the way around, got Sorsby in the backfield. Cats are going to be forced to punt here.
Brings out Mason Fletcher for the first time today, All-American. One of the best punters in the Big 12.
Love me a good Aussie.
Oh, same. And it's a good feel-good story, too, because he brought in his brother Max from Arkansas.
Cats will be set at punting for a long time.
Punt is up and away, has a real great opportunity to pin it at the 20, but it bounces just inside the end zone. And Pitt will have it at the 20-yard line, 1st down and 10. So decent offensive drive for Cincinnati. Couldn't quite make anything of it, but now some decent position to maybe hold Pitt and see if they can fight off the attack from Eli Holstein.
Yeah, Holstein's the transfer from Alabama, came in this year. Had a great game last week against Kent State. Also saw Desmond Reed in the backfield. Also had a very strong game. 14 attempts, 145 yards on the ground. Nippert's coming alive. We'll see how he can work with this one.
Back to the student section. Holstein, empty back set. Sends a tight end in motion from left to right. It's Bartholomew. Takes the snap, pitches it off to the tight end immediately. Has a hole along the edge. He's going to make it to the 1st down marker and right past to about the 39-yard line. Or 34, excuse me. It'll be 1st down.
Wasn't quite a jet sweep pass, but almost just a little shovel pass to his tight end going right across the line. Pitt gets that easy 1st down. Here comes that high-tempo offense we've seen from Pat Narduzzi.
2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Takes the snap, hands it off. Wide open hole. He breaks free, crossing midfield. It's Desmond Reed, who had 145 yards last time out.
Desmond Reed's long last week was 46 yards. He gets a long one there, gets Pitt's offense going. How can the Cincinnati defense adapt to that run game quick here?
Cincinnati in that 3-3-5, like I mentioned in the pregame. Takes the snap, looks to throw. Wide open, but overthrown. Looking for Kenny Johnson. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Bearcats sent 5 there on the rush. Got the Holstein a little bit, had to get rid of it a little bit too quick. Sent it just over the head of the receiver. 2nd and long.
Eli Holstein, 6'4" freshman from Alabama. Transfer from Alabama. Looking to lead Pitt on their first drive of the game. A sea of red in the stands for Cincinnati. Takes a snap. Play action. Throws over the middle, and it's incomplete.
That was a dangerous ball from Holstein. Was looking over at Kenny Johnson, his leading receiver. Right over his head. I don't know who our DB was there. I think it might have been Jordan Young. He had a chance maybe to go up and get that, but either way, it's 3rd and long. Here comes Nippert.
Josh Mickens and Jordan Young in coverage for Cincinnati, and listen to that crowd roar. 3rd down and 10 for Pittsburgh. Empty back set, 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom, 1 tight end to the right side. Sends the man in motion is Desmond Reed. He comes over to the left side, takes the snap, drops back to throw, looking, pressure coming, evades the pressure left, throws it, a nice toss, and it'll be a 1st down for Pitt after being dropped at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, there's Kanata Mumfield with that reception. Number 9 for Pitt. He had 5 last week for 56 yards. Holstein able to move to the left. He had Corleone running after him, and he was still able to get it away. Mumfield was able to come right in front of that defense. 1st down for Pitt.
Takes the snap. Reed gets the handoff, and he'll gain about 5. Brings up 2nd down and 5. And now a more sustaining drive for Pitt. 9:34 to go, 1st quarter. Still tied at 0. Ball's on the 26-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Chances are you could maybe see kind of shootout, but we'll see how the Cincinnati defense responds. 3 receivers to the top. Reed in the backfield next to Holstein. Takes the snap, fakes the pitch, looks down the field to throw. Over the middle, it's intercepted by Cincinnati! In the end zone, Josh Mickens Jr. with 4 solo tackles last time out, seals the interception for Cincinnati.
That's exactly what I was talking about earlier with that free ball that Holstein's throwing up. He's throwing it up, letting his receiver run to it. Minkins able to read it perfectly, intercepts it in the end zone, takes the strong drive away from Pitt. Does that spark this offense for the Bearcats?
Huge takeaway for Cincinnati, and Cincinnati fans loving to see it here on the field. We'll take a brief timeout, be right back. Cincinnati 0, Pitt 0 here on Bearcast Sports Radio. Cincinnati 0, Pitt 0 here at Nippert Stadium after a Josh Mickens interception in the end zone thrown by Eli Holstein. Just read the pass perfectly. Holstein's eyes may have been downfield, but Josh Mickens was way ahead of him.
Yeah, we could tell that Holstein was really looking for that deep ball during that whole drive. He tried to take the one on that far side when he was looking for his receiver, went just high. Mickens read it, though, perfectly, able to position himself in the end zone, beat the receiver to it. Now the Bearcats have the ball.
Brings up first down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Brendan Sorsby out in the shotgun. Got Corey Kiner in the backfield. Sends a man in motion from right to left. Tight end goes into the fullback slot. Sorsby hands it off, and there's a hole, and Corey Kiner has a seam. He's racing towards the sideline, and he's going to be dropped at the 50-yard line. First down, Cincinnati.
Here comes this rush attack we saw all year. Corey Kiner, he's starting to heat up. He didn't quite get a ton of touches last week. Here he comes, though, with that long rush to get this drive started.
Former Roger Bacon Spartan makes his presence known early. Had a fantastic season last year, over 1,000 yards, only the 10th player in Cincinnati history to do so. Brings up first down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Two receivers to the bottom, one at the top, tight end over to the left side for Cincinnati. Takes the snap, hands it off once again to Kiner, and he's going to get dropped at the C-palm, maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down.
We'll have to see how Pitt adjusts to this with Corey Kiner having two rushes already that are pretty long. Are they moving that extra linebacker up, kind of loading the box? Does that open up a lane for Sorsby in the air game where we can get that long, explosive play we saw the Bearcats do last week?
And the interesting thing, too, that I'm seeing is that Cincinnati is loving to run a tight end in the fullback slot. You've seen Gavin Grover running there as well. Two receivers to the top and bottom. They're going to shift inside closer to the offensive line. Sorsby in the shotgun. Sends a man in motion left to right, fakes the jet sweep. Dropping back to throw, throws it high over the middle, has Xavier Henderson, but it's way behind him, and he can't make the grab. It'll be third down, and that was Tony Johnson, the intended receiver.
You know, we talked about that explosive play, and they tried to go for it right there. Fake the jet sweep around him. He had some pressure on him early, threw it up for Xavier Henderson, just overran it. He had some space, too. He had Joe Royer underneath him to maybe have a chance. Third and long here. What does the Bearcats do?
Offensive coordinator Brad Glenn liked the shot, just could not quite connect. There was pressure coming towards Sorsby, had to get it away in time. It's now 3rd down and 10, 2 receivers to the top and bottom. Single back in the backfield, takes the shotgun snap, drops back to throw. Looking towards the left side, to the right side, has a man, and it's caught on the sideline. Racing towards the end zone, touchdown Cincinnati. Jamoy Mays with the touchdown to open up the scoring for the Bearcats.
Now there's that explosive play we were looking for. Brendan Sorsby looking for the deep ball. He finds Mays on the sideline. That was a good 40-yard throw that Sorsby just made in the air. Mays is able to just run down the sideline, get the Bearcats on the board, and they're going to lead early.
Well-placed ball. Mays stayed in bounds. Lovely footwork on the sideline, and that makes it 6-0 Cincinnati prior to the extra point.
That was one of the prettiest throws I've ever seen. That was beautiful.
Same. That was lovely.
I cannot believe that I just watched that happen.
And I am a fan of the team that drafted Joe Burrow.
I know. That throw was pinpoint accuracy put on the sideline. There was no room to miss that. You do have the replay official on the field right now holding the extra point, potentially looking to see if Mays stepped out of bounds.
If he did, he would have stepped out around the 12-yard line.
You do have to remember as well, if he stepped out making the route, he cannot be the first one to touch the ball.
That is a good point. Trying to see if they'll throw it up on the ESPN feed next to us, but nothing much yet.
And it's touchdown.
And they will confirm the touchdown. The coach's booth next to us, igniting in excitement. That brings up Carter Brown to attempt the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. Makes it 7-0 Cincinnati.
Look at them Bearcats, man.
And can we just talk about Brendan Sorsby? That pass was perfect.
I cannot believe I just saw a Cincinnati quarterback make that pass with pinpoint accuracy, because we really struggled at the quarterback position last year.
We have.
We haven't seen someone be able to throw that long ball
since Desmond Ritter.
Yeah, Desmond Ritter. I mean, it's truly been amazing. That was amazing to watch.
I am in complete and utter shock, and I'm sure you are at home. We're going to send it to a break and be right back. Cincinnati 7, Pittsburgh 0 here on Bearcast Sports Radio. Welcome back, Nippert Stadium. Cincinnati 7, Pittsburgh 0 after a lovely touchdown strike from Brendan Sorsby down to Jamoy Mays. And a big year, big second year for Scott Satterfield, who comes in to coach Cincinnati after coaching at Louisville and App State as a head coach. And obviously, big season looking at it because last season they went 3-9.
Yeah, I mean, I think,
to open the gate.
I think the best way to say this is a prove-it year. What do you really got? Last year was the transition year. No, new coach, moving to the Big 12, uncharted waters last year. This is your second year here. You had a full cycle to go through with your system, bring a recruiting class in, bring a transfer portal in, and we saw them do a lot of work in that. What do you truly have going on here with your program?
Maybe the issue was that Scott Satterfield just needed his guys. Maybe that's the issue.
Maybe it is.
But we will see as Cincinnati leads by 7-0 between or against the Pittsburgh Panthers here in the River City Rivalry.
I think he may have found his quarterback.
I think he may have found his quarterback. And Brendan Sorsby, only a redshirt sophomore.
There you go.
Got plenty of time as the kick is up and away, high end over end kick. It'll be fielded at about the 2-yard line. And that's where Pitt will have it initially, looking for a return, and he'll get dropped at about the 25-yard line. It was Desmond Reed on the return for Pitt, and it'll be 1st down and 10 Panthers coming up.
If you see Pitt here, you had that long drive, got all the way down into the red zone, threw that deep ball, got picked off in the end zone. How do you replicate that drive and keep your composure when you get to that same spot? Cincinnati's defense got to tighten up here. Let a lot of easy runs get past you. You left some wide receivers wide open, way more open than they should be. How do you figure out how to adjust after that timeout and take this spark that your offense gave you and run with it?
Looks like 3 men in the box for Cincinnati, 2 receivers to either side for Pittsburgh. Sends the tight end in motion towards the inside of the offensive line on the right side. Claps takes the snap, hands it off, delayed handoff to Reed, and he'll break through a couple of tackles and inch his way forward and making it all the way to the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st down Pittsburgh.
Reed absolutely powered his way for an extra almost 10 yards on that one. Should have been down almost at the line of scrimmage, got the 1st down.
Junior running back, a real threat for Cincinnati, quickly takes the snap, hands it back off to Reed, reverses field, and he'll gain about 5 more yards, brings up 2nd down and short.
Here comes this quick rush attack from the Panthers. See them moving with speed here, keeping up their high tempo.
Very quickly to the line once again. No huddle offense for Pittsburgh. To the bottom, one at the top, single back to the backfield. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back to throw. Pressure coming, evades that pressure, throws it over the middle, and it's caught by Pittsburgh. It'll be number 5 for the Panthers, Raphael Williams Jr., making the reception and moving the chains.
Seeing the slot wide receivers so far for the Panthers, been able to sneak underneath the seam of the Bearcats defense, get those big chunk yards just underneath for the 1st down. They get another one there.
1st down and 10 from the 45-yard line. Man in motion left to right. Takes the snap, hands it off to Reed. He gets met in the middle, but not before gaining 5 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Pitt starting to slow down a little bit, still trying to keep their high pace up. Taking their time here with the rush game, though.
And that's the thing, too, is that you can run this kind of offense more efficiently because you have the in-helmet communication with at least one player on the field at all times up until about 10 seconds left on the play clock. 3 receivers to the bottom, takes a snap. Quarterback draw, and he's going to get met after a gain of about 4. Be short of the line to gain, brings up 3rd down.
So this is going to be a short 3rd and 1. Do the Pitt Panthers decide to keep on that run game, maybe push forward Desmond Reed? Do they try and air it out again? It's around that same area they were when they threw the deep ball on 3rd down, which was picked off.
Quickly getting his guys set, 25 seconds on the play clock. It is fresh. Claps, takes the snap, hands it off to Reed. Reed has a hole, he gains the 1st down, but nothing more after a gain of about 2.
That was all run right from the jump. Desmond Reed found his way around the line. Cincinnati was able to meet him very quick, though. Only gave him about 3 yards on that one. 1st down for the Panthers.
Desmond Reed, 5 attempts, 50 yards. His longest, a 23-yard scamper. So the Panthers are driving. 5:15 remaining here in the 1st quarter. Score stands Cincinnati 7, Pittsburgh 0.
See Dante Corleone back out there for the Bearcats. Came out for a couple plays there. See if he's on maybe even a snap count.
3 men on the defensive line going up against the offensive line for Pittsburgh. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back to throw. Looking to the left side, throws a deep ball. Down the field, has a man overthrown. Intended target, Kanata Mumpfield. That brings up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, we saw Mumpfield go in motion here, coming around towards the sideline here on our near side. He was able to get around his defender, had a chance that ball just overthrown him.
Another deep ball missed by Eli Hallstein. Has 1 pick on the day so far. He's 3 for 7 for 40 yards. Brings up 2nd down from the 32-yard line. Still 10 yards to go. Sends running back in motion. He's going to head out into the slot. Takes the snap. Quarterback draw once again. Now looking for the right side. Gains about 4, and he'll get dropped. 3rd down.
Holstein taking it in his own hands there, trying to catch the defense off guard, taking the snap, running to his right. 3rd down, Nippert's coming alive once again.
Big 3rd down opportunity for Cincinnati's defense to make something happen. 4:23 and counting remaining in the first quarter. Cincinnati leads by 7.
A little bit of confusion here from the Cincinnati defense on who's supposed to be on the field, wherever it's supposed to be. Corleone just came off here at the last second.
You do have to wonder if he is on that snap count. Since he was recently cleared to play.
A lot of confusion.
And now a timeout called by Pittsburgh. Too much happening.
It looked like Pitt tried to make that late substitution. Cincinnati made the most of it. Running that clock down, Pitt didn't know what to do. Pat Narduzzi had to use one of his timeouts here.
That makes it 4:02 left in the first quarter. Cincinnati leads by 7 against the Pitt Panthers. We'll take a break and be right back here on Bearcast Sports Radio. Welcome back to Nippert Stadium. 7-0. Cincinnati Bearcats lead it. 3rd down and 7 coming up. We're going to take a quick look at the Big 12 scoreboard. Lots of other games happening around college football primarily. There is Michigan and Texas happening right now on Fox. That tied up at 0 here in the first quarter. Now looking at the Big 12, Arkansas and Oklahoma State going at it. Oklahoma State ranked number 16 in the country. They are losing to Arkansas 7-0, 5:53 remaining in the first quarter. That one on ABC and ESPN+. Kansas State, Tulane tied at 0 as well. And those are the only 2 games happening in the Big 12 other than ours. Cincinnati leads by 7, and they have a big 3rd down stop coming up. 2 receivers to the top and bottom for Pittsburgh. 1 running back in the backfield. It's Desmond Reed.
Loaded line for the Bearcats here.
Holstein calling his audibles. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Lofts one towards the sideline, and it's incomplete. No flags. 4th down, Pitt.
Bearcats loaded the line, and they sent them all. They sent about 6 on that one. Holstein felt the pressure, had to throw it up, underthrew his receiver. Pitt field goal team will come onto the field here.
Be the first look at a field goal for Pitt. Ben Sauls coming out to take the field goal try. To be about a 40-yard field goal attempt. It's on the way, high, end over end, and it is good. So Pitt cuts into this lead. Now Cincinnati leading by 4, 3:52 remaining first quarter.
Yeah, when you look at that, I mean, that was a great defensive stand by the Bearcats. Pitt was still rushing forward with their high-paced offense, able to just hold them to that field goal. That was a long field goal as well, 40-plus yards. I mean, that's a strong kick off the leg of the kicker there. That was Souls. But, you know, can the Bearcats expand on their lead here? We've seen this explosive offense in these first 2 quarters. Last week, what do the Bearcats want to do here?
Officially marked as a 47-yard field goal by Ben Sauls.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I did see a stat where it seems like field goals over 50 yards this year are up 50% in college football already.
Interesting.
Very interesting note.
Are they finding soccer players that can kick it?
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Or, obviously there's, there's plenty of other things that could be happening.
It's very interesting that comes at the same time the NFL has changed their kickoff rules.
That is interesting.
Do you see that come to college football at some point in the near future?
Oh, boy. I don't know how much of a fan I am of that one. That's only the second field goal Ben Sauls has made all season.
He didn't get much work last week.
7 for 7 on extra points, though. That one, highest end-over-end kick. It will go out the back of the end zone. Cincinnati will have it at the 20-yard line, first down and 10. 25-yard line, excuse me. I keep forgetting that I moved it up. One of these years I'm going to get it.
If you're the Pitt defense here, your game plan when it comes to stopping that UC offense that was so explosive in that last drive, are you sending the house a little bit more? Are you trying to get more pressure in on Sorsby, making him get rid of it faster, or are you dropping back and defending that deep ball a little bit more? Interesting to see what they go with.
You saw that Brendan Sorsby deep ball, a perfectly placed one as well. Cincinnati lines up to the top, one to the bottom, single back in the backfield. It's Kiner. Sorsby sends a man in motion from left to right, hands it off to Kiner. He has a little bit of a hole that closed, but he's able to salvage about 3 yards. It'll bring up second down.
You said that perfectly. Corey Kiner with a little bounce to his right, trying to find that hole. It closed up immediately as he got to it. Small gain, but can the Bearcats work with it?
Sometimes 3 yards on a cloud of dust is all you need.
There you go.
Run some old school football.
I have been really intrigued by the play calling so far, the Bearcats. This is not the same play calling that we saw at all last year.
No.
It's very different and very more just all over the place. I kind of like it.
I am a fan of the chaos. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Sorsby takes a shotgun snap. Pressure coming. Throws it. Intended for Corey Kiner right through his hands. Was a little bit overthrown. Kind of tried to fingertip grab it, but couldn't quite get there. Brings up third down and long.
I think that was kind of our answer on what Pitt's answer is going to be, and that's just send the house to Sorsby. Sorsby felt the pressure. He had Royer, but he just overthrew him because he felt that pressure. Had to get rid of it a little fast there. Third and kind of long here. We'll see what the Bearcats do.
Big time conversion opportunity. Ball on their own 28-yard line is Cincinnati in the huddle. Going to head out to get this done. They lead by 7. They lead by 4, 7-3, 3:14 remaining in the first quarter. Sorsby takes a shotgun snap, drops back to throw. Pump fakes, looks towards the right side of the field, has Xavier Henderson, and he makes the grab. Flag thrown, 2 flags thrown on the 40-yard line, and it's going to be defensive pass interference.
That's going to be 15 more yards on that explosive play. Xavier Henderson able to beat his defender. His only move was to tackle him while he was grabbing the ball. This is a huge gain for the Bearcats.
Henderson did have to come back forward. It was a little underthrown, but no matter for Henderson. And as it stands, the penalty will be declined, and it will be first down and 10 for Cincinnati. Looks like at the 38-yard line.
I did forget in college that actually goes back to where the line of scrimmage would be, and it would be 15 from that mark. But still with this, the Bearcats with a huge gain here into the zone, or into the side of the field of Pitt. Can they get something out of it?
Sorsby, one receiver to the top, two to the bottom, now moving from right to left. Fakes the handoff, throws over the middle. Wide receiver, busted play. It's Joe Royer, and he's dropped at the 5-yard line.
Another explosive play for this offense of the Bearcat. Joe Royer able to head right up the middle of the field. Wasn't guarded at all. He was wide open. Easy game for the Bearcats. We're in the red zone here, 1st and goal.
It was almost like a tight end pop pass was left unguarded. No linebackers in the area to cover the middle of the field. Sets up a goal-to-go situation for Cincinnati. And that's something I love to see as well, is Cincinnati using their tight ends. We are a university known for their tight ends. Travis Kelce comes to mind. 1st down and goal for Cincinnati, 2 backs in the backfield. Tight end running in the fullback slot, sends man in motion out into the flat. Sorsby decides to take it himself. He'll make it to the original line of game, but nothing more. Still churning, however. Nothing happening in a dog pile, and down it goes, 2nd down and goal.
There's one of those design runs we saw Sorsby score twice on last week. The hole wasn't quite there like it was against Towson. Saw the line, or it was the tight end come in. I can't tell who that is. I don't have him on my depth charts. Number 82 coming out of the game for the Bearcats. It's not on my chart, so I don't know who that was in the backfield. But he was trying to push him forward, and we saw the linemen all come together, try and push Sorsby forward. He might have got an extra yard off that. 2nd and 5, or 2nd and goal from the 5 for the Bearcats, though.
Chance Williams was in the game at running back. Now in comes Corey Kiner. You also have Joe Royer out at tight end to the left. Kiner moves back behind Sorsby. Sorsby sends Royer in motion from left to right. Takes the snap, drops back to throw. Looking, has a wide open man back in the end zone. Touchdown Cincinnati, 2nd one of the day. It's Tony Johnson for his 1st touchdown as a Bearcat.
Tony Johnson, he had a wide open Joe Royer, I believe, in front of him, and said throws over him, makes it to Johnson. Bearcats get their 2nd touchdown of the day, both in the air.
13-3 is your score prior to the extra point, and Cincinnati is rolling.
How about these Bearcats already, this offense? We got 1:11 left in this 1st half. Bearcats have a chance to go up 2 possessions here. We saw that explosiveness already taking place here. See if Mason Fletcher can hold that ball, and we can get the extra point here.
Mason Fletcher, your holder. Carter Brown to attempt the extra point. Jordan Perry is your long snapper. Now a little bit more confusion, but getting things set up as they are now. Carter Brown already 1 for 1 on the day. Snap is down, kick is up, liner straight through the uprights and good. 14-3, Cincinnati leads.
Trying to see if we can get a replay here as our TV right here is just timed up. It's about 1.5 minutes behind. We're going to perfectly get this touchdown here on the replay. But it just looked like a beautiful play by Tony Johnson to squeeze behind the DB. He had Joe Royer, I believe, in front of him that took all of the attention away, and Sorsby pinpoints it once again in that back corner of the end zone. Beautiful pass.
And here's an interesting stat. I just saw it on the ESPN broadcast that the 383 yards that Brendan Sorsby threw was the most since 2015. A quarterback by the name of Gunnar Kiel. I haven't heard that name in a very long time.
That's a name that I'm so out of touch with, being not from here, that it's...
He was the quarterback back in 2015. That's Tommy Tuberville era.
Oh, that's
You're lucky
a name.
You missed
That's
it.
a name, too.
You're lucky you missed it.
That's a name in itself.
Be so glad that you had Louisville back then.
I in fact had Kentucky back then.
Anything is better than a Tommy Tuberville era.
I had those classic Mark Stoops early era there in Kentucky.
It's going to be Nathan Hawks on the kick. To way high, end over end. It'll be fielded at about the 2, and that's where Reed's going to take it. He has a hole up the middle, but not enough speed to get tackled at the Big 12 logo at the 25, but a flag is thrown towards the middle of the field.
2 things I just noted on that play is that it's very interesting to me that Desmond Reed is the return man for Pittsburgh. He's their leading running back. Holding's going to be called on Pitt. But also, how about that throw from the flag of the ref? He threw that all the way across the field.
He chucked that one from the sideline, and it landed in between the hash marks, like in the exact middle of the field.
I've been taking notes from Sorsby on that one. That was beautiful.
I mean, if you're going to take notes on a quarterback, you might as well take notes from Brendan Sorsby, future Heisman winner.
There you go.
I'll save my hype. We all know what happened last time. We said that the quarterback was going to win the Heisman. I
had to delete a tweet because I had so much shame on that one. It was.
It's always the worst when you have to delete a tweet. 1st down and 10 from the 19-yard line. Quick screen pass out to the right. makes a couple of moves, going to gain about 3, and a gang tackle is going to bring him down, second down.
Yeah, we just saw that quick screen pass from Holstein, trying to get something going, short gain for Pitt. Second and long. Do they decide to go in the air? Do they hit the ground, Desmond Reed?
Seems like the Bearcat defense is slowly figuring it out. Still running that 3-3-5, sending 3, takes the snap, and looking for an option, throws it back behind his tight end, and it's going to be incomplete.
Pressure got into Holstein on that one. I believe that was Eric Phillips, able to put a hand on him, made him disrupted a little bit. Third and long here. Student section is alive. It's getting loud.
Gavin Bartholomew, the intended target. Pittsburgh's backs are to the student section. The sea of red. Empty backfield for the Panthers. 3 to the bottom, 2 to the top. Takes the snap, drops back to throw. Looking to the right. Now goes to the middle of the field. It's almost intercepted. Had it in his hands. Derek Canteen almost coming away with the huge diving interception.
I thought he had it. He came down with it in his hands. I believe when he hit the turf, he just lost it. Read it perfectly to jump in front of that receiver, Derek Canteen. Great defensive play. Quick 3 and out here for the Panthers.
Huge defensive drive, series, whatever you want to call it, for Cincinnati. 33 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Cincinnati leads 14-3. Back to receive the punt. It's Michael Mussery. Punt almost blocked. It's going to drop at about the 40 and trickle out at about the 38. And that's where Cincinnati will have it, first down and 10.
It wasn't necessarily the greatest punt ever. It looked like it almost might have went off the side of his leg. Great field position here for the Bearcats on the 38 to start off this drive.
Very, very close to crossing midfield as Cincinnati leads 14-3 against Pittsburgh. We're going to have to do a counter and see how many times we do down the drive.
I'm doing it whenever I'm hearing it.
I mean, hey, that's fair. I'm trying, but it's hard to concentrate and then do hand motions while
I can't wait to watch this back.
Oh, this is going to be great.
How many times we do it.
Us here at Bearcast Sports Radio have now a GoPro to see everything and anything. We're going to try and hook it up to the broadcast eventually, but we'll see how that goes. First down and 10 from the 38. Sorsby takes the snap, hands it off. Has a little bit of a hole, and he's going to gain about 5. It'll be second down and 5.
I believe that was Pryor with that run. He just got through the middle, got a couple yards here. Good start for this drive for the Bearcats.
Talk about a running back I'm excited to see develop as a Bearcat is Evan Pryor, transfer from Ohio State. And something that I think a lot of people weren't sure of was seeing transfers from Ohio State.
Yeah.
As this will be the end of the first quarter. Cincinnati leads 14-3 against the Pittsburgh Panthers. River City Rivalry here on Bearcast Sports Radio. We'll be right back. All right, second down and 6 from the 42-yard line. Cincinnati leads it 14-3, start of the second quarter. A lovely start for Cincinnati. 2 well-placed passes. One leads to a touchdown. The other leads to the setup of a touchdown. And now we have Brendan Sorsby. 2 backs in the backfield, sends a man in motion from right to left. Takes the snap, hands it off. Has his ball carrier extending a play all the way up to the 45. It'll be third down.
Evan Pryor has gotten a lot of touches so far, especially on this drive. He had that one to start it off, and he just got another one. We'll see where they go with this. Is it Evan Pryor or is it Corey Kiner that's leading your offense here?
Corey Kiner, 5 attempts for 44 yards. Evan Pryor, 3 attempts for 9. Brings up third down and 4 from the 44. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top for Cincinnati. Joe Royer heads in motion from left to right, takes the snap. Looks to throw down the field, has a man wide open. Perfectly placed ball. Nobody around him. Xavier Henderson gets the first down for the Bearcats.
Perfect little fade ball there to Xavier Henderson, able to go behind the DBs that were playing up front and kind of guarding that screen pass. Xavier Henderson, great gain for the first down.
Brings up a spot on the 41-yard line for the Bearcats. They have a little bit of a drive going here. Sorsby. Long snap count, takes the snap, takes the handoff, looks to throw, over to the right, way high and overthrown. Pressure was coming, and he had to get it away before the hit was made.
Yeah, Sorsby really felt the pressure on that one, just had to throw that one away over the head to Joe Royer. Second and long here, do the Bearcats try and air it out again?
It's number 9, Kyle Lewis, on the pressure for Pittsburgh,
I really don't know how many times last year we saw the Bearcats elect to throw on first down.
I don't either.
It wasn't a common theme for them. They kept the ball on the ground a lot to start out drives and start out those 1st and 10s, but seen it a lot here.
Very much used to be an old school Bengals look. Takes the snap, hands it off, has Kiner, and he's going to gain about 3. It'll be third down.
And Corey Kiner just a short gain there back into the game. Third and long here. What do the Bearcats like to do?
That's the great thing about having a running back room as deep as it is with Corey Kiner, Chance Williams, and Evan Pryor. I mean, I like to think that game against Towson really was just, who's going to get the more of the snaps. And it seems that Kiner's going to retain RB1, and Evan Pryor's going to be
a close
right behind
RB2,
him. Yeah. Takes the snap, Brendan Sorsby does, looks to throw, has the screen pass to Kiner. Kiner makes one move, lowers his shoulder, and he'll get dropped at the 30, and it'll be enough for a first down.
Kiner was able to just squeeze behind as pressure got to Sorsby. He had the linemen running with him to where they could block the DB, able to get that first down. Here come the Bearcats, working a little fast here.
First down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Sorsby takes a shotgun snap. It'll be a QB draw. Makes a couple of moves, but won't get very far, and he'll be dropped after a 2-yard gain. Second down and 8.
Very weird tackle there from, I believe it was the DB, number 31, Rasheed Biles. Grabbed him at the leg, kind of twisted Sorsby a little bit. Didn't look like he loved that one. Kind of gave him a kick as he was getting up. But we'll see how that goes. That could just be some River City Rivalry stuff.
Oh, definitely could. I could see that from a mile away.
But the Bearcats pushing in towards the red zone here, about 10 yards out of it. We'll see what they can do.
Second down and 8, ball on the 29-yard line for Cincinnati in Pitt territory. 2 receivers to the top. Joe Royer at tight end on the right side. Takes the snap. Takes the handoff. Rolls out to his right. Throws a deep ball on the run, and it will be intercepted at the goal line.
That was just a Hail Mary type ball there from Sorsby. Got a little too cheeky with it, if you would. Just threw it up, hoping to get the receiver. We're going to have to see if Pitt did come down and bounce with the ball. I don't have a good view of the scoreboard to see. But
it looked like, because Brendan Sorsby did not have his feet set, and it doesn't look like the defensive back came down in bounds with it.
See them celebrating with their, I believe, turnover basketball hoop over there.
I guess we'll see.
See if that one ages well or not.
Cincinnati leads 14-3 as we head to a timeout. We'll take one right with them. 11:49 left in the second quarter. Welcome back to Nippert Stadium. Cincinnati 14, Pitt 3. The interception was overturned and called an incomplete pass. The defensive back did not keep his feet in bounds on the attempt, so the Cincinnati offense comes back on the field looking for another opportunity to increase their lead.
You know, I don't think there's anyone that's more thankful of that than Brendan Sorsby, because I think even if you ask him, he's going to admit that was not the pass he should have made on that play. He kind of just threw it up, hoping to have his receiver there. It was underthrown. It was truly just a jump ball, and it was won by Pitt.
Got a little too confident and just didn't have his feet set either. If he had his feet set, I think he would have had a better jump ball. But
there's some more confusion here with the referees. They're going back to the replay. So it almost looks like maybe to spot the ball on which side of the field it should be on.
Definitely probably just a spotting issue.
They did change the hash mark that it's set on.
Very interesting indeed. Adam Savoy, referee for today's contest. Looks like we are all scared away here. 3rd down and long from the 29-yard line to Pitt. Cincinnati. Sorsby throws a screen pass, has his man. He's charging up the field, and he's going to get the first down a little bit more. Tyron Smith makes the catch and advances up the field.
Tyron Smith's first reception of the year on that one, I believe. He got the first down there. Great run, taking his lineman with him, blocking for him. First down to the Cats in the red zone now.
Sometimes all you got to do is follow your blockers, and you'll find the pot at the end of the rainbow. I was trying to think of something funny, but I couldn't think of anything. First down and 10 from the 17-yard line. The Bearcats are officially in the red zone, a place where they notoriously were not very successful last year, but we've seen already 1 touchdown today and a couple last week. Takes the snap, fakes the pitch. Sorsby trying to advance up the field, and he's going to get tackled down after a gain of about 3, and flags fly everywhere.
That's definitely going to go against, I believe, that might be Corey Kiner. I believe he might have just hit a late block there that was completely unnecessary. Every single referee in the area threw a flag on that one.
Waiting on the call from the white hat. Officials discuss at about the 21-yard line.
That's really going to hurt the Bearcats if that's a 15-yarder.
And it will be a legal blindside block on Corey Kiner. They'll move the ball back 15 yards. So now a 2nd and very long. Kiner's going to come out. Chance Williams is going to make his way on. So unfortunate setback for Cincinnati. Ball is placed on the 30. First down and 23 is the official spot for the Bearcats.
That's one you don't hear often.
Definitely not. It's not a number. You're not used to those. Takes the first down snap, hands it off to Chance Williams. Williams isn't going to make it very far. He'll get stuffed in the backfield. It'll be a loss of about 2. Brings up 2nd down and 25.
You know, it's tough not to just call that a drive killer, but it really does feel like that. You had such good things going on getting into the red zone. Just an unnecessary penalty. Really had no good reasoning behind it. It was late as well as just blindside. And then now where the Bearcats have 2nd and more than long. I mean, it's 2nd and
about a mile.
Yeah, 2nd and a mile is the best way you can put that.
At least we're not 2nd into the Ohio River. Be 2nd and 25 from the 32. Sorsby takes a shotgun snap. Pressure coming from all angles. Finds Henderson in the corner towards the left side, and he'll get forced out of bounds after gaining about 5. It'll be 2nd down and 20.
That's going to result in a third absolutely long now for the Bearcats. I believe that's going to be 3rd and 18. Xavier Henderson able to at least grab it and get a few extra yards, push out of bounds, see what Sorsby has in his playbook here.
It was a good read. He went through his progressions, and he found Henderson on a curl route to the outside. First down marker is at the 7-yard line. Sorsby takes a shotgun snap, 3-step drop. Makes a move, evading the pressure, throws it on the run. Flag is down. maybe a passing infraction.
We'll see what that flag is, but with the gain they had on that play, I believe we got the first down. Tony Johnson, I think, came down with that ball. Bearcats moving backwards already, though.
We'll see. It did look like Sorsby had thrown the ball past the line of scrimmage, which is a big no-no. It'll be holding on the offense instead, so not as bad of a punishment that could have been, but still a punishment nonetheless. Still 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's still just an unnecessary penalty. It's just going to kill you in your drive. You finally got the first down there on that play, but then you got to replay the down, and now you got 3rd and 28. I mean, you're playing for a field goal at this point.
This is the second penalty for Cincinnati today. They have 25 accumulated yards off of the punishments from the penalties. 2 receivers to either side, back in the backfield. Takes a high snap, throws it quickly, had pressure coming, and he'll get dropped after about a gain of 4. It's going to be 4th and a mile. And it looks like Mason Fletcher's going to come out, and so is Carter Brown. Will be attempt at a field goal.
Field goal team will come on. The Bearcats there. I do think that Pitt's answer to Sorsby is just sending the house at him. They've sent at least 5 guys each play that Sorsby has dropped back, forcing him to get rid of the ball a little quicker than he would like, and it's really disrupted this Bearcat offense.
Carter Brown, he's 1 for 2 on the year. Over 40 yards, it's on the way. Does it have the distance? It does, and it's through the uprights and good. 17-3, the score after Carter Brown nails one from way deep. Waiting on the official distance. 49-yarder.
We've seen
for Carter Brown.
2 strong kicks just under 50 yards. With that, Bearcats 2-touchdown lead now.
Cincinnati's Carter Brown, he's now 2 for 3 on the year. He has now made 1 from beyond 40 yards. Originally 1 for 2 on kicks from between 30 and 39 yards out.
Yeah, obviously that's not how you want that drive to end for the Bearcats. You had some momentum going your way. A couple penalties kind of disrupted that once you got into the red zone. But, you could put points on the board, still putting some pressure on Pitt to really show what their offense has. They're having trouble against your defense. See what they can do here to end out this second quarter. And can you head into halftime with a 2-possession lead?
8:11 left in the first half of play. Cincinnati leads 17-3 when we come back here on Bearcast Sports Radio. Welcome back, 17-3 here at Nippert Stadium. 8:11 left in the first half. Ethan Herzog, Aiden Riggs with you as I'm stuffing my face with chicken and waffles. Pay no mind. As the kick is up and away. High end over end kick. It's going to be fielded about the 5-yard line. Reed, he's going to look for the left side. Now reversing field. Face mask will be called, but there is another flag on the near side.
Flags all over the place on that one.
Could be offsetting. We shall see on the call.
I'm very impressed by the stat system and how fast it is to say there's a flag on the play.
Oh, me too. So we'll be holding on both on Pitt, which results in a half the distance. And I thought I saw a face mask penalty. I guess I was mistaken, but brings up first down and 10 from the 10. Sends a man in motion. It's tight end. Hands it off to Reed. Reed has a little bit of a hole, but he's going to get dropped right at the first down marker, and it's enough to move the chains.
It's exactly what Pitt needed to start off that run. Backed up almost to their end zone. Just got to get the ball out past the 10-yard line, trying to get out of their own red zone here.
Quickly takes the snap, hands it off again to Reed. Reed, who had it just shy of the first down marker, now gets it. The ball was spotted about a yard short of the first down marker, but will be picked up and moved after Reed gains about 3.
Yeah, Reed's 9th rush of the day. He's got 65 yards.
Reed again, back to back to back, and a flag is thrown. Lands on about the TQL logo at the 25-yard line. Might be going back. Be holding on Gavin Bartholomew. That'll take Pitt backwards.
A lot of penalties here in the second quarter compared to the first. It was pretty clean in that first quarter.
It's now a combined 5 penalties between the two teams.
It's another weird down and distance.
Takes the snap, had trips to the bottom. Throws it in the flat. Can't quite get anything other than a yard. Reed makes the reception. On the tackles, Jordan Young.
Yeah, that Bearcats DB room are really showing up so far here. Not allowing a ton for Pitt. Only 44 yards in the air. Only allowing those soft screens to give them a couple yards. See what they can do here on second and long.
Takes the snap, trips to the bottom, looks to the left, almost intercepted through his hands. He had it. It was Logan Wilson, the cornerback. Almost had it.
I thought he had that one. I mean, he read that one perfectly. Just goes through his hands. 3rd and long here for the Panthers. Holstein, he is struggling to find his receivers and throw him a catchable ball. You see his reading him like a book every time he drops back.
Lyndon Cooper had to get sent off, the center for Pitt, because he lost his helmet. Brings in Terrence Moore for 1 snap. Holstein takes the snap. It's a low one. Drops back to throw. Looking to the right. Now has to move to the left. Evading the pressure. Gets chased. Shovel pass. Incomplete. Looking for Desmond Reed. It was too short on the shovel pass. Brings up 4th down and 15.
Holstein had all the room in the world to run around Desmond Reed and possibly run for that first down. Instead, he elects to take the shovel pass, which goes incomplete, leaving a 4th and long, leading their punter to be just outside of the end zone here. Trouble for Pitt here. Another 3 and out.
Brings out the Pitt punt team for the second time today. Takes the snap, kick high end over end. It's sailing towards midfield, and it's going to drop at about the 42 and take a Bearcat bounce towards the 45. He touched it about the 44, and that's where Cincinnati will have it. First down and 10 when we come back. As we head to a quick break, Cincinnati leads 17-3. With 6:21 remaining in the first half here on Bearcast Sports Radio. Welcome back to Nippert Stadium. 6:21 remaining in the first half. 17-3 is the score. Cincinnati leads. They have the ball first down and 10 from the 44-yard line. Knocking on the door of Pitt territory. My goodness, what a game this has been so far. It's been plenty of flags everywhere. And just some explosive plays, especially from Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's been eventful, especially for the Bearcats offense here. They're trying to get something going, trying to extend their lead past 2 possessions.
Sorsby takes the snap, quick throw. After faking the handoff, it's caught by not Desmond Reed. I have my wrong spot board out.
Tony Johnson.
Tony Johnson, you have the other number 0, but on the other side for the good guys. So it brings up 2nd down and 1. It's the problem with having 2 spot sheets in different folders. You got to remember to change them.
Mine aren't labeled either, so I'm having trouble. I got to check each time.
I labeled mine. I just don't change them. 2nd down and 1. 2 receivers at the top, 1 on the bottom. Tight end towards the left. Now in motion to the right. Hands it off to Kiner. Kiner has plenty of room to pick up the first down. Spin move, trying to extend the play, but can't quite make it anywhere other than past the first down marker, where they'll have it at the 44-yard line of Pitt.
Classic Corey Kiner up the middle there. You're able to get the first down.
Strong power back in Corey Kiner. Sorsby takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to throw down the left. Almost had his man, but it's overthrown. Xavier Henderson was open down the right sideline, but just couldn't quite make a play with it. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. Xavier Henderson had a chance possibly at it. It was kind of overthrown. It would have been a tough ball to corral in. Brent Sorsby feeling the heat here. He mentioned last week in his press conference, he talked about wanting to get back into play and maybe take a big hit or 2, but he might have been done with taking big hits after last week. He's taken a couple already in this first half. We'll see how he holds up.
5:22 remaining here in the first half of play. Cincinnati 17, Pittsburgh 3. 2 receivers to the top and bottom. Sorsby, single back in the backfield. It's Kiner. Joe Royer at tight end to the left. Sorsby throws quickly on the curl route. Has the reception. It's Burkhalter, and he has nearly the first down, and it will be marked as a 1st down and 10.
Loving the Bearcats playing the sidelines here with a lot of their throws, trying to just expand their offense out, possibly open up the run game a little bit too, pushing those linebackers outside a little bit.
Sterling Burkhalter, a transfer out of North Carolina A&T. One has now 2 receptions on the day for 26 yards. Brendan Sorsby up to this point, 3 for 19, 206 yards and 2 touchdowns. 1st down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Trips to the top. Single back in the backfield right behind Sorsby. It's Kiner. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Kiner. Kiner has a hole up the middle. Makes a couple of moves and he'll gain about 5. And that'll be about it. Brings up 2nd down.
Corey kind of turned nothing into something there. I really didn't think he had much. That hole closed very quickly. Able to bounce around a little bit. Got through that hole that was so small. Able to get the 5-yard gain.
Kiner has a chance to be a sleeper of a running back in the NFL draft should he choose to go into the draft after this season. He's very patient. He's very intelligent on the football field and off the football field for what it's worth. But he has extremely good football IQ. So we have 2nd down and 5. Trips to the top. Sorsby takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Rolls out to his right. Tries to send a man up and instead asks for a block, and he's going to make it to the 1st down marker, and that's about it. But it'll be enough for a Bearcat 1st down. Brendan Sorsby making it happen with his legs.
Sorsby had some great vision there, pointing out in front of him, telling his defenders or his blockers what to get at him. He was pointing at Joe Royer to push over and be able to push him forward. Just short of that 1st down, they're going to roll him, be a 3rd and 1.
That's a great call from Sorsby as well. Trying to make that playmaker call, go get that guy out there. Help me a little bit to get to that 1st down marker. It ends up just shy. It might be 3rd and inches. It's the play clock running down. Not sure what's happening. Hey, play clock is hit 0. Sorsby talking to the officials, and it'll be a timeout called by Cincinnati with 3:17 remaining here in the first half.
This definitely could be Cincy trying to kind of ignite replay to take a look at this one. Please reset the game clock to 3:18. I don't know if it's that or what it really is. But replay is not on the field, so it does not look like they're going to review it.
Maybe it was just hoping for something. I mean, you've got 3 timeouts. left here with about 3 minutes remaining in the half, and if you don't use them, you lose them.
You also have that 2-minute timeout coming up at the 2-minute
You do.
mark. Timeout, not warning. We got to be sure about that one with who's in the booth next to us. But
And I've been saying 2-minute warning because it's what it is. Call it what it is. It's a 2-minute warning. Come on. It's not copyrighted. It's a football term. Unless it is, and I don't know. Which, it could be. But
I thought I read where the NFL might have copyrighted, and that might be why they're referring to it as a 2-minute timeout.
Huh. I'll have to look into that.
I'm not confident on that, but ESPN is pushing very hard for it to be the 2-minute timeout.
We have the internet.
Bearcats back in the field here as well.
So it will remain 3rd down and 1. Takes the snap, hands it off. Chance Williams runs into a wall, and he'll be just short of the 1st down marker. Almost had it.
He might have lost half a yard on that one. It'll be interesting what the Bearcats decide to do here. Corey Kiner coming on the field, 4th and very short. Are the Bearcats going to try and push through?
Looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Loading this line.
Takes the snap. Kiner bounces off one man, gets the 1st down. Corey Kiner making magic happen.
Man, I don't want to say that nothing should have come on that play, but absolutely nothing should have happened on that play. Corey Kiner should have been tackled in the backfield for a loss of about 2. Said he bounces off a defender once again. Just swings his way to that right around the line, able to gain 3. 1st down for the Bearcats.
So my report here on trying to figure it out is it is technically the NFL but it was made for the NFL. The 2-minute warning was, so that's why it is called the 2-minute timeout, and that's why they're pushing for it to be called the 2-minute timeout. So therefore, it is the 2-minute timeout. As the referee almost said warning.
Yeah, he almost did it.
It is a 2-minute timeout here on Bearcast Sports Radio. Cincinnati 17, Pittsburgh 3. When we come back. Welcome back to the Queen City, Cincinnati 17, Pittsburgh 3. Here on Bearcast Sports Radio, Ethan Hartzog, Aiden Riggs with you. 2 minutes remain here in this first half of play, and Cincinnati has dominated throughout this first half and made a lot of good plays. There was a Brendan Sorsby very deep ball that was caught for a touchdown, and a second touchdown caught in the back of the end zone. Multiple picks for Cincinnati as well. So you have first down and 10 from the 21-yard line. Sorsby takes the snap, fakes the handoff, pass batted in the air. It's supposed kicked away. I saw that, and Francis Sherman kind of kicked the ball away. I'm not sure.
The Pitt linebacker was Kyle Lewis kind of swatted at it, and Sherman just said no and just kicked it out of his reach.
You gotta make sure that the fumble isn't recovered, I guess. But more than one way to do that. Now, second down and 10 from the 21. Intended target was Tony Johnson on the last play. Tried to hit him in the flat. Sorsby sends a man in motion, fakes the sweep, hands it off to Kiner instead up the middle, making his legs move, going towards the first down marker, and he is just shy, but they'll give it to him. It'll be first down and 10 from the 6.
There's not enough words to describe Corey Kiner with just how he bounces off tackles and how he truly just stays on his feet and just powers through to the defenders. He's gaining an extra 6 yards almost after contact. He's being touched close to the line of scrimmage. He's still getting these first downs. It'll be first and 10 on the 11. Bearcats playing this almost like it'll be first and goal. It's going to be very tough to get another first down.
Tell you what it is. Spartan mentality.
There you go.
Hail Spartans, first down and 10 from the 11-yard line. Sorsby sends a man in motion. Tony Johnson from left to right. Takes the snap, hands it off to Kiner. Kiner lowers his shoulder and plows through a man, and he'll gain about 5. Second down and 5.
Yeah, Kiner able to just push forward to the 7 there. He got tripped up almost in the backfield, able to get that extra 5 yards, though. See what the Bearcats do here on second and 5.
It's now ball on 7-yard line, officially marked as second down and 6 to go. Under a minute to play here. Cincinnati can punch it in one more time before half and head into the locker room, potentially up by 3 scores.
Clock is running down a lot here. They're taking their time.
Sorsby to the bottom, one at the top. Single back in the backfield is Evan Pryor, the Ohio State transfer. Sorsby takes the snap, takes the handoff, throws quickly, broken up. It was great coverage on the play by Taman Lenum. Was looking for not Tony Johnson, Aaron Turner. That brings up 3rd and 6.
It's a great fake handoff from Sorsby for Evan Pryor, and able to just draw everyone inside. Opened up a little bit of room on the back, but still some tight coverage out on that edge. 3rd down.
Very crafty quarterback, Brendan Sorsby is. Big Ten product with Big Ten experience. Whistle's blown. Timeout called on for Pittsburgh.
Pat Narduzzi did not like what he saw there in this 3rd and kind of mid-range. I believe we're going to stay here. This will be a short one, but
here we go. Here's Chaperone. We were talking about this in pregame.
It's not quite the band, but it's still.
I'm so fine with Hot to Go being played in any respect. As Aiden's waiting, because we're gonna do the dance on the GoPro here.
I'm ready.
A worldwide sensation.
It is.
That
truly.
is Chaperone. I mean, good luck, babe.
Hey,
that's a banger.
That is a banger.
Red Wine Supernova, fantastic. Casual's a banger. Super Graphic Ultra Modern Girl. That one, that's my favorite song off the entire album.
I did not expect us to have Chapel Row in discussion here during this broadcast.
I neither.
Here we go. I don't know the rest of it.
Oh, I do. Don't you worry. I saw Chaperone live, actually. I went to a Olivia Rodrigo concert.
Really?
She opened for Olivia Rodrigo. Brendan Sorsby takes the snap, drops back to throw, pressure coming, tries to evade, throws it away, has a man in the corner, but it's overthrown.
He made the catch on that ball. Well, one-handed snag, just out of bounds, though. Sorsby felt the pressure. That's going to force the Bearcats field goal team to come out for a field goal here.
Will be 4th down and 6 to go, and it will be a field goal opportunity for Carter Brown. This will be his first one from inside 20 yards. This will be a chip shot field goal pretty much from straight on. 25-yarder to the official spot. 26 seconds to go. up, and he shanked it left.
That's a huge missed opportunity there for Carter Brown.
Huge missed opportunity.
Scott Satterfield in that press conference after the game last week, big storyline, miscues on special teams. You had the fumble and the muffed punt last week. You had a missed field goal. And you get another one here to end the half. That could have put you up 17 going into halftime. Instead, the Bearcats are most likely going to go in up 14. That's going to hurt.
Now, you were showing me your phone, and big upset alert, sort of, coming up right now as at halftime, Bowling Green leads Penn State by 4.
Whew. Watch out for that one. Look at that score right above it.
Texas 17, Michigan 3. I wonder where I saw that score before. Takes the snap, drops back to throw. Holstein rolling out, throws over the middle and caught. It's Reed. Reed advancing up the field, be dropped at about the 40. They'll leave about 13 seconds remaining, a timeout called by Pitt. It'll be their last one of the first half.
Yeah, Pitt just trying to make something out of this last 13 seconds. See if they can put 3 more points on the board.
If anything here.
Just to see if they can find anything to put on the board, really. You're right.
We'll take a look at your top 25 scores right now. Arkansas leading Oklahoma State 21-7. 1:38 remaining in the first half. Kansas State down to Tulane 17-10 with 2:58 remaining in the first half. Something fell in the booth next to us and startled everybody. Not sure what had happened there. And Syracuse leading Georgia Tech 21-14. So every ranked opponent or every ranked team that's facing an unranked team is losing, and Michigan's losing to Texas. Takes a snap. It's a low snap. Pressure coming, evades, throws to the right-hand side, and it's missed by Gavin Bartholomew on the near side. Brings up second down and 10. Should figure out what happened down there.
The window just snapped and fell down a little bit.
Oh yeah, it did. Oh,
that's a new one.
That is a new one.
I don't know what.
I don't either. That's crazy.
I just heard the slam and
saw
everyone's reaction.
Yeah.
I felt it almost. I mean,
watch out for that magic arm that's right there. That might snap in half. Second down and 10. Holstein takes the snap, evades the pressure, moving to his right, throws over the middle, wide open and caught with no time remaining on the clock. It actually will be 1 second remaining due to being downed with 1 second remaining, and the clock stops. The clock will stop until the chains are set.
That's as lucky as you can get on that one. And so, now we have 2 Bearcats down.
Now 2 Bearcats with tactical injuries. Corleone is cramping. And so was number 27 for Cincinnati.
I believe that might be actually Eric Phillips down for the Bearcats.
You know what? It might be.
I think that's the other.
The 9 looks like a 2.
That is the one downside of these red jerseys that I'm not loving. It's a little tough to see the numbers at times for the Bearcats.
It definitely
from far away.
Definitely. And it is Eric Phillips. He does get up under his own power, as we are waiting on the tactical injuries. Dante Corleone, I would believe, actually might be injured, but I think he's okay as well. He gets up.
From the way he went down, I think that might have been a tactical one, but
him I will give due to circumstances beyond his own power. But it will be first down and 10. 1 second remaining. First and 10 from the 35-yard line. This will be the final play of the first half. And it will be a field goal try coming up here for Pitt. It's Ben Sauls. Kick it from about the 42-yard line.
A lot of discussion.
This is a 53-yarder. Crowd letting him hear it. Sauls. Ready for the kick. A snap is down. Kick is up. It is on the way, and it is good.
Wow. That had some distance on it,
There's a flag on the play at the 32.
If that kick stands, that thing might have been good from 60. I mean, that was up there.
Oh,
pretty,
definitely.
pretty
That
far.
had the length and the height. Now discussion between officials and coaches trying to figure out the play.
I'm going to assume that was against Cincinnati. We got some discussion going on here between the two special teams as well. Referees having to separate them. But I'm going to assume that Pitt will just decline this and head into the locker room. Wow.
Roughing the snapper.
Wow.
I have not heard that call in a long time.
Hey, protect the long snapper, man.
Protect the long snapper indeed, and that will close out the first half. Cincinnati leads 17-6. We'll take a look at halftime stats really quickly. Brendan Sorsby, 13 for 22, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns. And on the ground, Corey Kiner, 11 attempts, 71 yards, no touchdowns on the day so far. Xavier Henderson leads the receiving front, 3 receptions for 56 yards on 5 targets. And Mays and Johnson both have respective touchdowns. Mays had the breakaway for 52 yards. On the other side for Pitt, Holstein 7 for 17, 91 yards and a pick on the ground. Reed 9 for 69 with no touchdowns on the day. The only points have been scored by Ben Sauls. When we come back, an exclusive interview with Tony Pike talking about his time with Cincinnati and the River City Rivalry right here on Bearcast Sports Radio. Halftime here in Cincinnati as the Bearcats lead it 17-6. And now, exclusive interview with Cincinnati's own Tony Pike.
First, just wanted to hear you talk about the 2008 season. I mean, you guys finished 11-3, made the first ever BCS Bowl in program history, and you were part of the team that was the only two teams to make it to a bowl. Just talk about that really quick for me.
Yeah, for me it was even more special because I grew up in Cincinnati and I was a lifelong Bearcat fan. So I used to come to the games when you had to buy football tickets to get basketball tickets, and there wasn't many people in the stands. So to be a part of really starting in the 08 season and seeing the transformation of Nippert going from being a place where you would never sell out to all of a sudden being this true legit home field advantage was really cool. I remember in the season we lost our first Big East game to Connecticut, who was good, but we got beat pretty good in the second half at Connecticut. And at the time you're still as a program trying to find your footing, and there was still a significant drop from, you know, the top tier programs in the Big East and who was competing year in and year out. And we thought that we were closer than what we had shown at UConn. So, you know, we lose at UConn. We kind of rally back together. I remember the 08 year we went and beat West Virginia in overtime with, you know, Pat McAfee and Pat White and Steve Slayton. And it was, for us, I think that moment of winning a game like that on the road against a perennial power in the Big East, who was a year in, year out top 15, top 10 team in the nation, to go and beat them, I think it gave us the thought of, okay, this is something we can do, especially doing it in their building. And that all kind of started to snowball for us. And then, you know, the Pitt game in 08, I remember that as being, I think it was at the time, the biggest crowd ever at Nippert. We wore red. It was a nip at night type of feel. And really for the first time, we got a chance to kind of feel and see what a home field environment could be at Cincinnati. And at the time, it was the first time we'd ever beat Pittsburgh in 2008. So just the culmination of everything that season. And for me, you know, going from what I knew as UC growing up to now a program that can play for championships at the highest level was really cool to be a part of.
Now, I was doing some reading and I saw the game notes for Saturday's game. Is it true that you played the 2008 River City with a broken arm?
What was that?
Did you play with a broken arm in that 2008 game against Pitt?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So 2008, the first game I started was against Miami, and then against Akron, I broke my arm the very next week and did not know how long I was going to be out or how much of the season I was going to miss. And we went through all these different options, and one of the options was to put a hard cast on it. And with it, it was my non-throwing arm, so I had to be smarter about how I fell and how I protected myself and taking hits and running. But, you know, anytime you have the ability to go out there and play at that level of college football, I was going to take every opportunity I could. And thanks to the training staff, I was able to get out there and do it.
Absolutely. Now, I was talking about Pitt specifically. I'm sure I might be able to guess your favorite moment between the two playing Pitt. Could it be the game-winning pass in 2009?
Yeah, easily. Because, you know, not just the pass itself, but the way the game had played out. We were down 31-10 at one point. Nothing had really gone our way, and it was on the road, which makes it even tougher. It was snowing and windy, and I just remember the UC fans that had made the trip sitting in the corner of Heinz Field at the time. It was the most gratifying win I'd been part of because it was so many ups and downs in the course of the game. And, of course, personally, it solidified back-to-back Big East championships and back-to-back BCS games. And, you know, at the time there was a chance it meant playing for a national championship, not knowing what else was going to happen during the day. So there was a lot at stake in that game. And for me, it was my favorite. But the 08 game, it was close because it was at Nippert. And growing up in Cincinnati, that was my home. And to do it and to solidify that first one in front of our fans in Cincinnati was awesome and really cool as well. And then, unfortunately for Pitt, you know, both years just happened to be against them for those things happening for us.
Now, you've mentioned it, talking about, you know, playing in front of the fans at Nippert and then going on the road and winning in 09. But what does the rivalry between UC and Pitt mean to you on maybe even a different level than just that?
Well, anytime you have a built-in rivalry because of location and geographically what it is, you know, you take more pride in that rivalry. And for us, you know, we had the battle for the victory bell that for a lot of time and a long time, UC hadn't been a part of that because Louisville had dominated that series. In 2008, we beat Louisville, and we got the keg and nails back. And we beat Miami of Ohio, and we got the victory bell back. So personally, it just wouldn't have felt complete if we didn't win the River City rivalry. And again, Pittsburgh going into 2008 had dominated UC. We had never beat Pittsburgh ahead of 2008. So the rivalry for me was making it a rivalry, because it's not really a rivalry until you beat the team. You know, you can't call it a rivalry and you never beat the opposition. So for us, beating Pitt, now it made it feel like a rivalry, and it made it personal. And to do it in 08 at home made it even more special to do it in 09, because you knew you had to go to their building and you knew what you had done to Pitt the year before. So we took pride in the rivalry games that we played in, because we wanted to possess and own those trophies. We wanted to dominate every game, but the rivalry games meant more, and you approach those games just a little bit differently.
Now, I'm going to switch gears really quickly. Now, the Bearcats in 2024, we're going to move to present day. They started 1-0. What are your thoughts on them right now, and what's kind of like your prediction going forward through the 2024 season?
You know, I feel like I'm bullish on the fact that I think they're going to be better than a lot of people nationally give them credit for. Defensively, they're playing a 3-3-5. They have a new defensive coordinator in Tyson Veit, and they're getting Dante Corleone back. So there's a lot of moving pieces defensively, and I think it's going to take a little time for them to be at their best defensively, but I do think their best is ahead of them on defense. On offense, I think they can be elite. Look, they returned 5 offensive linemen from a team that was 5th in the nation in rushing last year. They returned Corey Kiner, a 1,000-yard rusher. Their top pass catcher, Xavier Henderson, is back. And they have an NFL-quality tight end in Joe Royer, who I think will be the offensive MVP of this team by the end of the season. He's that good and that talented. And I'm a big fan of Brendan Sorsby. What he can do as a runner and passer. I think this offense for the Bearcats is going to be dangerous. And I think early in the year, they may have to bring the defense along and outscore some teams as opposed to what they'll be at the end of the year. But I love their talent, and I love the talent mixed with the fact that there are 5 ranked teams going into the start of the season in the Big 12, and on the schedule, UC only faces one of them. They have a favorable schedule. If they can beat Pitt, I think they can start 4-0. If they're 4-0, they go to Texas Tech, who beat Abilene Christian in overtime, 52-51. That feels like a winnable game. I feel like there is more reason for hope and optimism this year for the Cincinnati Bearcats than there is on the other side of the ball. I think they win more games than they lose, and I think they take a big step forward in 2024 into getting back into that conversation nationally that UC has been in for the last couple of years.
Now, my final question for you, and you talked about it a little bit. Brendan Sorsby got transferred in from IU. He had 4 total touchdowns on this previous Saturday, 383 yards. From a quarterback such as yourself, what are your thoughts on him on a deeper level, and just talk about him for me a little bit?
Yeah, I think he possesses an uncanny ability to be a dual threat quarterback, which is not something that everyone can say. He models his game after Josh Allen, and you see a lot of that when he plays. I was told that his top speed in the offseason was 21 miles an hour. So he can run away from you on the defensive side of the ball. He can lower his shoulder and try to run somebody over. And as a quarterback, when you have a team that can dominate in the passing game or in the running game, you open yourself up to be successful in the play action, pass, and down the field passing game. And I think they have weapons built around that you have to respect the run of UC, that he's going to be able to utilize Xavier Henderson, Joe Royer, and more. I think he is a great passer of the ball down the field. He is willing to take what the defense gives, and he's got Big Ten experience. He's got big-time Big Ten football experience, and I don't think you can put a price on that going into a season. I'm a big fan of Brendan Sorsby, and the more he plays, the better he's going to get, and I think he is just kind of tapping into what his overall potential is going to be.
Awesome. And obviously you'll be there on Saturday with the 2008 team being honored and everything. Are you just going to be there as a fan, or are you going to be doing something else in any capacity?
Yeah, so I'm back to doing sideline reporting this year for all the games. So I'll be on the radio doing sideline, and looking forward to obviously that, and looking forward to getting back and seeing so many players from that 08 team, and so many players that have went on to do really good things. Some can't be there because, Mike Mickens and D'Angelo Smith and Armand Benz are all coaching at the college level now. So to kind of have a chance to get back and to get connected with so many of the guys is going to be really, really cool come Saturday.
And welcome back to Cincinnati, Ohio, here at historic Nippert Stadium. We have the second half of the River City Rivalry between Cincinnati Bearcats and the Pittsburgh Panthers. Ethan, what did you break down that first half?
I mean, dominated by Cincinnati to start. There were obviously miscues that we have seen, and we saw them in the first game. There's penalties, there's miscues on special teams. We had a missed field goal towards the end of the first half. But otherwise, looking fantastic. Brendan Sorsby with 2 touchdown passes on the day so far, already 206 yards, 13 for 22. Corey Kiner making it happen in the backfield as well on the ground. 11 attempts for 71 yards. And we've seen the ball spread between all 3 running backs for the most part. Kiner, Pryor, and Williams all getting in on the action. And from the other side for Pitt, Holstein, 7 for 17, 91 yards and a pick. Hasn't been able to get it going through the air, has only really found success on the ground, and it's been Reed, who has had 9 attempts for 69 yards. That has really been the cornerstone for Pitt so far today, and if they can't get something going, it's going to be a rough rest of this game moving forward for Pitt.
Pitt will receive the ball first, start off this second half, so we'll get things going. Bearcats leading this one 17-6 over the Panthers. It is up, and it is on the way, heading towards Desmond Reed in the back. I believe that was actually Kenny Johnson who received that one. He's got a little bit of room. He's got to break through. He's going to break past the defender. He's going to get to the 50-yard line. Great return to start this game off for Pitt.
That was a dangerous tackle there, too. Jordan Robinson kind of grabbed the back of the shoulder pads, was nearly a horse collar. Luckily didn't get called, and they'll set up Pitt 1st and 10.
Pitt will start off their first drive of the second half at the 50-yard line. It's actually going to be spotted at the UC 49. They will start off this drive in UC territory. Bearcats defense coming onto the field, only allowing 6 points in that first half, 91 yards in the air, over 77 yards on the ground for Pitt.
Cincinnati also only allowing 168 yards in total for Pitt's offensive production.
Holstein sets up in the shotgun with Reed to his left. Wide receiver motions from left to right. He's going to hand it off to Reed. Here goes Reed, going right up the middle. Bounced around a couple. He's going to be tackled by Dante Corleone after gaining about 5 yards.
Cincinnati's defense still running that 3-3-5. They've been running it since the first game, and they've been doing pretty well since then. But the run blocking for Pitt has just been astronomical in helping Reed find his abundance of yards.
Quick tempo for Pitt here. 3 to the right, 1 to the left, 1 in the backfield. Holstein drops back. Dante Corleone breaks through the line. He's chasing after Holstein. Holstein moving to his left. He's going to run it on his own. He gets past all the defenders. Late flag comes in. He did gain the first down. We'll see what that flag is called, though.
Looks like it may have been holding. There was cornerback that broke away from his block. It looked like it was Jordan Young. Was able to get past his man and kind of prevent and kind of had a little bit more edge contained to the play. It will be holding.
Will be holding against Pittsburgh. 10-yard penalty. That'll replay second down. It's going to set up about a 2nd and 16 for them, moving back into their own side of the 50.
Another stat to note here, too, is that neither side has been shut out in this game so far. In each quarter, Pitt's scored twice, both field goals in the first and second. Cincinnati has slowed down significantly, but is still holding on to this lead.
Holstein with 2 receivers to his right. Reed in the backfield with him. He's going to hand it off to Reed. Reed working on the right side. Bounces around a couple blocks. Goes right side, swings around. He's got some room up the right side on the sideline. He's going to be just short of the first down. Probably setting up a 3rd and 3.
Looks like just a poorly formed tackle. It was Kalen Carroll out on the outside. He just tried to dive for the ball, or dive for the runner, and couldn't quite make it. Didn't have the best angle on it.
3rd and 3 for the Panthers. He's going to hand it off to Reed. Reed falls down immediately in the backfield. He's going to be up short.
And that's just the turf monster right there. Desmond Reed gets tripped up under his own feet, and it brings up 4th down. It's manageable. You can see Pitt go for it here. We'll see what they do.
That tackle goes to Carson Field here at Nippert Stadium. 4th and 4 for the Panthers from the 42-yard line. 1 in the backfield, trips to the right, 1 wide out to the left. All bunched up together. Here comes Holstein with the snap. He drops back. He's got pressure on him immediately. He's going to his right, stops for a second. They're going to get him down in the backfield. He's still up on his feet, bouncing off tackles, gets it thrown. He's going to be, believed, just short of the first down. Incomplete is the call. Bearcats force a turnover on downs.
And that's a play in the backfield that you have to make in the backfield. Every defensive lineman was back there. There was no excuse to not bring him down. the Bearcat defense lucky that the pass was missed, and it was just a short shovel pass right to the running back that was missed. And now we have an injured Pitt player down.
That is Desmond Reed, the leading running back for Pitt, down. He was the intended receiver on that play. Another note, Dante Corleone, slow to get off the field. Got to keep an eye on him. Of course, coming off of his non-football injury, big deal. He had blood clots in his lungs. I mean, that's a serious injury. Got to keep an eye on him.
He was cleared as of, I believe, last week, and he was named the starter today by ESPN. Well, named by Scott Satterfield, reported first by ESPN.
I believe it was Pete Thamel first on that this morning. Around 8 a.m. reported that one.
And it's proven dividends for the Cincinnati defense, not just by the fact that Dante Corleone can get into the backfield, but just his leadership quality as a whole. He is a born leader and is a strong leader that can help this Bearcat defense.
So with that turnover on downs for Pitt, Cincinnati's going to take over on the 42-yard line of their own half. 1st and 10, Sorsby in the backfield, Corey Kiner behind him. He's going to hand it off to Kiner, working up that right side. Kiner, spin move, gets a couple extra yards, going to gain to 2, set up 2nd and 8.
Now, we've seen it throughout this game, the 3 yards in a cloud of dust football that has kind of been helping to set up these good plays, which is what you want. You want just some strong, short runs that can move you from hash to hash, that can give you what you want for the deep shot down the field.
Sorsby sets up. He's got 2 wideouts to his right with a tight end, and he's got 1 wideout on his left. He's going to hand it off to Kiner. Fake handoff. Said he's going to throw it, and he's got a receiver. That is Johnson with a good gain. Tony Johnson is going to grab the first down.
Tony Johnson, he's made his presence felt as well throughout this contest. He also owns the other touchdown reception. Scored it on a 5-yard grab in the back of the end zone in the first quarter, That helps Cincinnati get to where they are now, 17-6. But this offense, they've really been clicking.
First down for the Bearcats on the Pitt 39. Sorsby sets up in the backfield. Corey Kiner behind him. Joe Royer to his right is going to motion him into the backfield. Sets up now on his left. Comes Sorsby, claps for the snap. Here it comes. Fakes the handoff to Kiner. Drops back in the backfield. He's looking to his right. Breaks a couple tackle. Spinning forward. He's going to run forward on his own. Brendan Sorsby gets around the 32. He's going to be tackled. Good gain of about 8 yards on that one.
Sorsby just shy. And when I was talking to Tony Pike, I asked him about Brendan Sorsby and what he thought as a quarterback looking at a quarterback. And Brendan Sorsby, he models his game off of Josh Allen. And you can see that in the true aspect of a dual threat. He can throw the ball, he can run, he's fast. He's not afraid to lower his shoulder. He is a big guy that can make plays happen.
Reminds me a little bit of Will Levis. Not afraid to take that hit when he's on the run. Sorsby sets up in that backfield. Kiner's to his right in the backfield. He's got 3 wide receivers to his right. Fake handoff to Kiner immediately. Pass is caught. Believe again, that is actually Xavier Henderson for the first down for the Bearcats.
Right as you say that, Brendan Sorsby takes the big hit in the backfield, but was able to get that pass off, and he's cool, calm, and collected in the pocket. There is nothing that's really affected him. He's had a couple of bad throws, but it hasn't really been due to pressure. It's been to the fact that he hasn't had his feet set. He's throwing his back shoulder, things that you would expect to lead to a bad pass. But other than that, faced with pressure, Sorsby has been phenomenal.
Corey Kiner sets up behind Sorsby. This formation, 1 receiver to his right, 2 to his left. Joe Royer goes in motion in front of him. He's going to hand it off to Kiner. Kiner breaks through a tackle. He's going to be tackled after gaining around a yard, maybe 2.
And sets up some space along that right side of the field, along the right hash. Pitt defense still trying to figure out what to do. You mentioned in the first half that they love to send the house on Brendan Sorsby, especially on passing plays. But even then, Sorsby can still make things happen. They keep and the adjustment for Cincinnati, finding short routes.
2 tight end look here for the Bearcats. Both Francis Sherman and Joe Royer up on the line for the Cats. In the backfield is Evan Pryor with Brendan Sorsby. Sorsby drops back, fakes the handoff. He's looking to his left. Going to make the throw. It goes through the hands of Xavier Henderson. Incomplete.
That surely would have been a first down, if not maybe a couple more yards. But just a pass that was high pointed by Xavier Henderson, but just too tall for him to really bring it down. Brings up 3rd down.
Tyron Smith is going to come back into the game, replacing Francis Sherman. Bearcats will go back to that 1 tight end look. Also in the game is Barry Jackson, number 14. I've seen a ton of action today.
That's something I love about the Cincinnati team right now, is that they keep finding ways to utilize the tight end. I feel like we didn't see that much last year.
Sorsby sets up in the backfield. He's got it running back to his right. He drops back. He's looking left. Going for Xavier Henderson. He bounces off the defender, corrals the catch. First down for the Bearcats.
And that's the exact same route that Xavier Henderson had ran last play. It was just that comeback route, 10 yards, cut back, go back about 8 yards, make the grab, first down, easy.
Sorsby will set up for this first down on the 15-yard line of Pitt. Bearcats enter the red zone, first time in this half. Sorsby will set up in the backfield with, I believe, that's Evan Pryor right behind him. 2 wideouts to his right, 1 to his left. In motion goes Royer across from right to left. Snap is on. False start, I believe, is going to be called. Might have been a little bit of movement.
Will be a false start on the offense. Be on number 56, DeAndre Buford, transfer from Kentucky.
Can we see, is Buford playing right tackle? I did see that was a big question mark on whether or not he would start at right tackle or play behind Luke Condra at right guard. I believe I see him playing right tackle today. As Francis Sherman's going to go back into the game, bringing this 2 tight end look.
He is playing that right tackle. You've got Buford, Condra, Gerhart, Tinsley, and Williams, I believe. Will be John Williams and Natania Tinsley.
Scott Satterfield's going to be forced to take a timeout here. A little bit of confusion on personnel. With that, we're going to go to a quick break. We'll return back. Bearcats leading this one 17-6 over the Pitt Panthers in the third quarter. You're listening to Bearcast Sports Radio. .8:52 remaining in the third quarter here. Bearcats in the red zone of Pitt. Ball set right on the 20-yard line of the Panthers. Bearcats leading this one 17-6. Trying to cap off this drive going down the field. Brennan Sorsby leads his offense back onto the field. He's joined by Evan Pryor in the backfield. Joe Royer also out there. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 1 to the left, I believe, is Xavier Henderson. Looks like Jamoy Mays set up to the right as well, to the right here.
Joe Royer back playing the fullback slot.
Sorsby snaps in motion now. May is motioning towards the line. He's going to drop back. Here's Sorsby looking to his left. Now he's rolling to his right. Going to complete the pass. He completed it to Aaron Turner. Decent gain of about 7 yards. That's going to set up a second, and I want to say 8.
His pass was a little low. If it was a little bit higher, you could probably catch him on the back foot, but he also had plenty of defenders in the area, so at least made the possession catch for a positive gain.
Gavin Grover in the game now at tight end for the Bearcats.
So
set up on the line.
Tight end room of about 4 or 5 tight ends.
Behind Sorsby is Evan Pryor. Sorsby takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Pryor. Pryor up that left side. He's tackled in the backfield. He's going to lose 2.
Looks like there were about 6 or 7 linemen lined up for Cincinnati. Trying these heavy sets with at least one receiver out to the far side, if not to the far end near.
Big personnel switch here. Gavin Grover came out and came back in. 3 wide here on this near side for us. 1 in the backfield, 1 on the left. Sorsby in the backfield. To his left, I believe it's still Pryor. Sorsby drops back. He's going to go look quick to Joe Royer. Royer into the end zone. Touchdown, Bearcats. Sorsby completes the pass over the middle to Joe Royer, and that's going to put the Cats up by 3 possessions.
And that's his first touchdown as a Bearcat. He rode the bench at Ohio State, comes back to Cincinnati. The Cincinnati native, Elder high school graduate, played his high school ball at Elder, played on this field against Moeller. What a way to score your first touchdown back home.
Brendan Sorsby gets his 3rd throwing touchdown of the night. That one was from, I believe, 16 yards out, adding on to his total number on the day, 260 yards in the air. As the kick team is out there, Carter Brown swings, and that one is good. That'll put the Cats up 24-6 over the Pitt Panthers.
And that was a good drive. Began with a turnover on downs at about midfield, and the Bearcats took it all the way down and punched it in for 6, 24-6. Already looking so much better than it did last season when they were at Pitt. And no doubt about it, this home crowd, who is still full here midway through the 3rd, is contributing to that factor.
With that, the Bearcats lead this one 24-6 over Pitt. 7:25 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back shortly with Bearcats football and Bearcast Sports Radio. Welcome back to Nippert Stadium. Bearcats leading this one 24-6 over the Pitt Panthers. 7:25 remaining in the third quarter. My name's Aiden Riggs. I'm joined alongside Ethan Herzog. Ethan, I'd say it's pretty loud here.
I would too. I wonder why you're saying that.
There were some quotes earlier in the week about, not remembering Nippert being that loud. I think that the ruckus showed up.
Easily. I went down to the field pregame and I was talking to some of the fans that are down in the front row in the student section. I mean, they were fired up. Obviously, I'll say this, but obviously there's a different take on this rivalry. Because it hasn't been played in before last year, wasn't played in over a decade. A lot of kids now, including me and you, haven't experienced this rivalry. The fans back from 2008, 2009 that saw the Big East, those fans know what this rivalry is all about and experienced it. It's a kick up end over end. It'll be fielded. It'll go through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. But now some extracurriculars up towards the top of the field.
A lot going on there. Some pushing and shoving from both sides. We've seen that a lot on special teams. The only time it's really gotten real heated has been when those special teams are out there just trying to get their sides going as the Bearcats defense will come onto the field. Pitt ready to start their drive at the 25-yard line.
It's definitely no Ohio State, Michigan, but it's definitely some more chirping than I have seen from any of our rivalry games in the past.
Holstein will take the field for the Panthers. Joining him in the backfield is Derek Davis. Motioning to the right. Bartholomew, the tight end. He'll set up now on the right side of the line. Holstein claps for it, fakes the handoff, drops back. He's got pressure immediately, gets it off to Davis. Davis working on the right side towards the sideline. He's going to be tackled after gaining about 4 yards. Great tackle there made by, I believe that was Mekhi Miller.
I'm not sure if that was a screen or not, but I'm going to act like it was a screen because two of the defenders came off unblocked on the edge, and it was just a wide open look for Derek Davis Jr. on the outside in the flat.
Fake pass to Derek Davis Jr. He puts it up there. That was another ball that could have easily been picked off, thrown into double coverage by Holstein. That'll set up third and long.
There were three Bearcats eventually that made it into the area. Jordan Young was one of them, and he almost had that pick. It was just out of his reach. Brings up a big third down already.
Once again, I say it's getting pretty loud in here. Holstein looking over at his sideline, trying to get the play call. Talks to his line. Derek Davis still going to be in the backfield with him. He's going to have two wide receivers for the moment to his left, tight end to his right, another wide receiver to his right. Holstein stands over in the shotgun, claps his hand. Here comes low snap. It's in the ground. He picks it up. He's met immediately by his line. That's going to go deflected. It's no good. Bounced off the ground. The intended receiver, I believe, was Kenny Johnson. And with that, it's going to be another 3 and out for the Pitt Panthers.
And that was great pressure brought immediately. Obviously, the low snap helped the problem for Pitt, but it was the throw immediately after that wasn't connected on that made the whole thing come together. Sets up a big fourth down. Pitt's going to punt for, I believe, the third time today.
The third or fourth time as that ball set up. That's not a good punt at all. It's shanked off the side of his foot, goes deep into the Pitt sideline. That might only be a 20-yard punt.
It bounced off of the Gatorade cooler.
Wow, that was marked at the Pitt 40. That ball was, the original line of scrimmage was on the Pitt 28, and the ball is marked at the Pitt 40. Amazing field position for the Bearcats.
And that is just another miscue for Pitt. And just listen to that crowd.
Fans going down the drive here. They're ready to put some more points on the board.
Oh, 100%.
This is a big statement game for the Bearcats here. Their only non-conference power opponent. Of course, next week we'll head to play some action in Oxford.
It's not Maction. It's not on a Tuesday.
Yeah, you're right. Still, we got to give the shout out to Maction when we can.
Oh, always. I'll love myself some Maction.
Sorsby and his offense back on the field for the Bearcats. He's met with a running back in the backfield with him. I believe that's Corey Kiner. He's going to hand it off to Corey Kiner, working up the middle of the field. Bounces off a couple tackles. Going to gain about 4 or 5 yards on that one. Weird tackle. A couple players came down on him.
Laid the boom on Donovan McMillan. Corey Kiner did. just lowered his shoulder, and he had a lane, but it closed up quickly. But like we've been saying throughout the course of this, it sounds like a broken record at this point, Corey Kiner just knows how to make plays happen, and he has been doing that throughout the course of this game, and he is very close to eclipsing, he's about 20 yards from eclipsing 100.
Tight end motions for Sorsby. Sorsby's going to hand it off to Kiner once again. Kiner's got the hole. He breaks through the middle. He's bouncing off another defender. Juke move to his left, to the 20, 15, gaining more yards to the 10. He's going to go out of bounds. First down for the Bearcats.
Safe to say he just eclipsed 100 yards there on that one. But like I just said, make plays happen. Corey Kiner, he has the utmost football IQ I have seen in a running back that I have personally known. And I don't know many, but I know him. And he plays SEC product, transferred in from LSU, got brought back home to play in 2022 under Luke Fickell. So we hear the crowd once again.
The crowd is into it.
The crowd is loving it.
As the Bearcats are in the red zone here, trying to attack one more time. Sorsby set up in the shotgun, Corey Kiner behind him. Fakes the handoff to him. He drops back, looking to his left, looking over the middle. That ball is going to be sent forward towards the Bearcat in the end zone, out of bounds. It'll be second down and 10.
Oh, the Bearcat. What are we going to do with him? John Williams ended up on the ground. It looked more just like a friendly tussle on the floor. Isaiah Neal tangled up with him, but nothing more than probably just a blocking play that went well for somebody. I could imagine John Williams.
Large personnel switch here for the Bearcats. A little bit stronger lineup. 2 tight ends in. It looked like there were 2 tight ends, and there might only be... No, there are 2.
It's almost like a hockey line change.
It is. They're running a platoon system almost here. I'd expect a run here with Chance Williams in the backfield. Handoff's going to go to him. He's working on the right side. Got a little bit of a hole. Breaks through. He's going to get only 2 yards on the play. Maybe only 1. That's going to set up third. It'll be third and goal from the 8. Bearcats trying to find something here.
Chance Williams.
Player down for Pitt.
He's a -2 total yard. Looking to go back positive, and it is a player down for Pitt. I didn't get to see him before he got covered up by the training staff.
Potentially could be Brandon George.
Doesn't look good.
He's down on that while trainers are out there. We're going to take a quick break. Come back with the Bearcats on the 8-yard line, attacking. Chance to score more points here. They lead 24-6 here on Bearcast Sports Radio. Welcome back to Nippert Stadium here in the campus of the University of Cincinnati. The Bearcats leading this one 24-6 over the Pitt Panthers. 5:10 remaining in the third quarter. Bearcats have the ball on the 8-yard line of the Pitt Panthers. Third down and 8 coming up here shortly, in around a minute. Do have some big stuff coming up here shortly for Bearcast Sports Radio. Of course, next week we will be making the trip to Oxford, Ohio for the Battle of the Bell, hoping to bring that back home to Cincinnati. Also this week, tomorrow, huge game, the crosstown kickoff, as I'm referring to it.
Hold on,
tomorrow.
I need to figure out. I text because me and my girlfriend are huge soccer fans, and I texted her something. The Crosstown Derby.
That works too. The Crosstown
Derby is what I think this should be dubbed.
We will be heading over to Norwood for the Cincinnati Xavier women's soccer game. Me and Ethan will be on the call for that one. That's at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And then we do have more soccer and volleyball games this upcoming week. You will be on the call for the Kent State volleyball game next Saturday, same day as the Miami of Ohio football game. But we got a lot coming up for Bearcast Sports Radio. We're going to have some radio shows on the way. Also going to try and collab with some of the SIDs to get some players in on some action. Want to do some videos. Big thing we have trying to cook up, potential dining halls with athletes. See what their orders would be at center court.
Interesting.
Something like that. We've got some ideas. We got a lot on the way here this year. Stay in touch with us and follow around with us. We'll have some big things on the way.
New sports directors Aiden Riggs and Chase Younts, Ethan Herzog, and myself has stepped down, made way for the up-and-coming Young Bucks.
Sorsby takes the field. Bearcats back on. 3rd and 8. 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Sorsby in the backfield with Corey Kiner. Takes a snap. He's going to throw that fade back towards Xavier Henderson. It's going to go out of bounds. That's going to set up 4th and goal for the Cats. Kick team will come on. Bearcats will elect to take the field goal.
And this, I don't want to say it worries me, but it does. It in such a way as that Cincinnati has not had a solid kicker in years. That's the problem I run into. And Carter Brown is definitely a step up than what we have seen, but he did miss one earlier. He shanked it left.
It's been a little shaky today. This one's from about 26 yards. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and that one is good. That'll put the Bearcats up 27-6. 21-point lead for the Cats. 4:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
This Cincinnati offense, they have been clicking on all cylinders all game. It's been absolutely fantastic watching this team go. 27-6, like you just said. Total yards, 379. Absolutely fantastic. 118 rushing yards, 261 passing yards. They are over 100 yards in comparison to Pitt. Cincinnati has held Pitt to 188 total yards of offense, 94 pass and rushing yards in total.
Shout out the guys in the stairs of this section right behind the Pitt bench doing push-ups.
Oh, I see that.
I've never seen this before. These are just random fans doing push-ups.
That's fascinating. There's 4 of them. And there's a guy
recording it, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know who those guys are, but shout out to them. Arms are going to be feeling it at the end at this rate with how the Bearcats putting points on the board.
I mean, hey, got a long ways to go.
One of my favorite things about going to Notre Dame, going to a football game up there, is how they lift people up after each touchdown.
Yeah.
And throw them back and forth and do the push-ups.
Oh, wow.
It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Interesting.
See if that's our version of this here. Now going in the stairs here in between the stands as that ball is kicked into the end zone. That's going to go back for a touchback. Pitt will start off this drive on their 25-yard line.
Now all we need is every staircase, every touchdown to be filled with people doing push-ups. I will not be participating for one, but more power to you if you do.
I'll do it for a quarter, then I might give up. At this rate, that quarter, I might be doing over 20 push-ups.
I'll do it for $1. A touchdown.
Here comes the Bearcat defense. New look out there for the Pittsburgh offense. 2 backs in the field with Holstein, one on each side of him. He takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Reed. Davis was making a lane for him running, but Reed's going to break through. He's going to get just short of the first down for a 9-yard gain.
I was wondering because I saw that Reed wasn't in on a drive. That may have just been, take a breather, recollect yourself because he was hurt on a couple drives ago, but seems to be back in just fine.
Quick tempo for Pitt here. He's going to hand off to Reed once again. Reed breaks the tackle. He's got some room working up the left side of the field. Breaks the tackle, gets to the 40, 35, 30. Flag comes in late. See what that flag is, but a big gain for Desmond Reed.
It's going to be holding on number 11 for Pitt, Sincere Lee, and he loved it. He thought he did something good, and then Eric Phillips comes up and he's clapping in his face like, no, you're the problem. You're the reason why the laundry's on the field.
It is going to
be bringing it back.
Trainer also came onto the field shortly for Desmond Reed there. He's limping back towards the Pitt sideline. We'll see how banged up he is if we even see him again at this rate. We'll see what happens.
Seems like gingerly on that right leg.
Derek Davis will be the starting back for the moment for the Panthers.
He had a touchdown against Kent State last week. Be holding, I guess, from the spot of the foul, as they'll be about midfield.
We'll give him the first down, or exactly on the 15 or 50-yard line. Holstein collapse, fakes the handoff to Davis, drops back, looking to his right. He's got a lot of room in front. He's going to run for it himself. Gets the first down, slides down. A little bit of Kenny Pickett on that one with the slide. First down to the Panthers.
And that's the dangerous thing about running the 3-3-5 like that, is that when you run deep zones like that, you have nobody in the middle of the field to run protect should the quarterback scramble out of the pocket and make his way down the center of the field.
Holstein talks to his line for a second, drops back into the shotgun. He's got Davis to his left. One receiver to his left, motions to the right. So now got two receivers on his right and a tight end. Fakes the handoff to Davis. Looking to his right. He's looking for the deep ball. He's going to run to his left, though. He's got a lot of room. He's got so much room, he's going to get another, or come up just short of a first down at the 30-yard line.
He will, looks like
they are going to give him the first, or they are going to give him the first down.
They will,
motioning
yeah.
For it.
There's just a lack of contain, which you can see, which I'm no football coach, but I feel like running a 4-3 or a 5-2 might provide better.
Quick passes completed across the middle to Sincere Lee.
Might provide better contain along the edge.
That was good for a 9-yard gain. It's going to set up 2nd and 1 from the Cincinnati 21. Pitt knocking on the door of the red zone for the Bearcats once again. Not much their name, but they're a couple drives into the red zone. They'll see what they can do here. Holstein claps for it, fakes the handoff to Davis. He's dropping back. Looking for a slant across the middle. He's going to run it for himself. Throws it up towards Davis. Incomplete. Strong coverage from the DB there.
That's a dangerous spot, too. Derek Canteen, he had not turned around to locate the ball at all. Very lucky that there wasn't any flag thrown for a DPI, but nonetheless brings up a big third down short.
3rd and 2 for the Panthers. Ball on the 21-yard line. There'll be one back in the backfield for Holstein. To his left, it's Davis. 3 receivers on the right, one motions to the left. He's going to stop in the backfield. This might be a direct snap to the wide receiver. He's going to take it himself. It's number 2, Kenny Johnson. He's going to push forward to get the first down. 4-yard gain on that one. First down for the Panthers.
It was a good play on the Wildcat. I mean, just followed his blockers, had plenty of space. Gained what he needed, first down.
Empty set backfield for Holstein. 3 to his right, 2 to his left. He claps for it. Drops back, looking to his right off the bat. He's going to stroll to his left, though, looking for the pass across the middle. It's dropped just by Canteen, who's looking for the interception. Flag comes. See what that flag will be. It might be a holding.
Flag was very late on the play. Very, very late.
It's located right in the backfield. We'll see what that call is.
It's thrown by the white hat, Adam Savoy.
Derek Canteen has been in coverage all day, though. Wow.
Interesting.
Roughing the passer will be called against the Bearcats. It's going to be a free first down for Pitt. Pushes them into the red zone.
I didn't see anything that looked like roughing the passer, but I guess what do I know? Looking at the ESPN feed.
Are they looking at this for targeting? They're taking a review here. I'm not sure.
It could just be the spot, but I didn't see anything that would have accumulated to a targeting call.
I saw him hit the ground. I did not see what happened because I was trying to get a look at Canteen, trying to intercept the ball. I'm not sure what's going on here.
That's interesting. I'm not even sure what to do with that.
Trying to watch the replay on this broadcast here because it should be this play, I believe. Ref still looking at the monitor down there. He was hit pretty hard in the backfield on that one. I can't imagine it would be targeting on that, but unless it is spot that they were looking at.
I definitely feel like it could be just a spot.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that is 15 from the spots. Is that 15 from the original line of scrimmage? If it's 15 from the spot, that would make a lot of sense why they would be doing that.
They were looking at targeting.
Wow, it was targeting potential call against Eric Phillips. Automatic first down for the Panthers. That's something.
That's interesting. Roughing the passer, I can see, but targeting, no, which obviously they came up with the decision on their own.
I don't think I've ever seen targeting called on a quarterback or a hit in the backfield on a quarterback.
I don't think I have either.
That's a new one. But with that, Pitt will have the ball at the Cincinnati 8-yard line. First and goal for the Panthers. Sideline trying to get Nippert Stadium to come alive here. Bunched up set on the right. One to his left. Desmond Reed back into the game in the backfield for the Panthers. Holstein Claps takes the snap looking to his left. He's looking for his receiver, bounces back towards his right. He's going to stroll to his right. He's got a man on him. He bounces around. He's still on his feet. He's going to come down to the backfield. He is sacked in the backfield by Jonathan Thompson.
And Jonathan Thompson was assisted indirectly by Lyndon Cooper. The quarterback ran into his own man, and he had nowhere to go. And the original man on pursuit just came back and made the tackle himself. He had missed it initially. It was Jonathan Thomas, and he was able to come back, snag the sack. Now a big second down.
Second and goal from the 17-yard line. Holstein in the backfield. He's got a tight end to his right. Desmond Reed now motions across in the backfield. Now he's going to go wide to the right. Holstein takes the snap looking towards the right in that direction. He's going to stroll, though, to his left. He's got a man running right at him. He breaks the tackle, bounces around a little bit, gains some yards. He's going to gain about 5 on that play. It's going to be third down and goal from the 12-yard line.
And that's another instance where you're in pursuit. You just have to break down and tackle. You can't just full sprint at the quarterback. It was Jack Dingle in pursuit initially, and he just sprinted, and it was an easy move to make to get around him. But still, big third down here from the 11-yard line.
Holstein talks to his line for getting the signal. He's got a bunch set of trips on the right. One in the backfield, one to his left. Tight end motions across. Holstein Claps, takes the snap, looks to his left. Here he goes in the backfield. He's got a lot of time, strolls now to his right. He's going to take the shot at an open receiver. It's going to be a touchdown for the Panthers. Kanota Mumphrey takes that one into the end zone.
And that was just a wide open, a perfect move on the out route. It just was wide open, blown coverage there by Cincinnati. Pitt inches a little bit closer.
Pitt has the chance to make this a 27-13 game. 46 seconds remains in the third quarter. Trying to make things interesting going into that final quarter.
You have to wonder, is there a trick play somewhere up the sleeve just to try and make it a 27-14 game as opposed to a 27-13 game?
Ben Souls on for the Panthers to take the extra point. Hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. Score now sits at 27-13 in the Bearcats' favor. Bearcats will have the ball here shortly. See if they're going to stick with the game here, it appears. No commercial break after that one. So if you're the Bearcats defense, how do you bounce back off that after that drive?
And I mean, it comes down to form tackling. So most of these mistakes can be fixed with form tackling and smart plays on defense. It's a lot of just miscues. That's what's been happening. And obviously there's the problem of adjusting to a 3-3-5. That's something you haven't ran before, or as much, should I say. And Bearcats defense has done a good job in adjusting to a 3-3-5, playing that nickel set, but it's just a matter of playing smart, sticking to your zone, sticking to your man, and just form tackle. Because I've counted about 5 times today that tackles have been missed just because it was on a misformed tackle. The tackler was trying to just scream through and blow his head off, and that's not how you're supposed to do it. Obviously, there are situations where you can, but 9 times out of 10, get low, wrap them up. Lowest man always wins.
Pitt is going to send the ball deep towards the Bearcats. That's going to be picked up by the return man of the Bearcats. He's going to be tackled immediately. I believe that was Logan Wilson on the return. He gathered it and took it to the 22-yard line. Bearcats will start their drive there. They lead this one by 2 possessions, 14-point lead, 27-13. 40 seconds remains in this third quarter.
Kick was almost like a knuckleball.
I was confused by the formation that Pitt had out there. That's what was really throwing me off, is that they had one man up on the line. Everyone else is moving sideways to get going with the kick.
It's just added momentum.
Yes.
To get it. So you can lay out a guy, which is what the NFL has taken away from us.
I was making sure that we weren't having that trick play that you mentioned up their sleeve. I just had to keep an eye on it. Here we go. Brendan Sorsby in the backfield. He's going to hand it off immediately to Corey Kiner. Corey Kiner's going to bounce through. I apologize. I actually think that is Chance Williams. Or it was Corey Kiner. He's going to gain about a yard on that one, maybe. Not even. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 22-yard line for the Bearcats.
It almost looks like a piece of something, maybe.
I think that's a mouthpiece.
Yeah, like something red dashed across the field, and it didn't look natural. So
that is going to be the end of the third quarter. Bearcats lead 27-13 over the Pitt Panthers here in this River City rivalry. We head to the fourth quarter. We'll be back shortly on Bearcast Sports Radio.
At the end of the third quarter, the score on the Cincinnati Bearcats 27 and the Pitt Panthers 13.
Fourth quarter, it's crunch time in the final 15 here in the River City rivalry. Bearcats leading this one 27-13 over the Panthers with Pitt. Bearcats so far leading the total yards category 379 to 264. Bearcats leading the pass game as well, 161 to 113. Pitt getting the best of them, though, in the rushing category, 151 to 118. What do you think the Bearcats have to do in the fourth quarter?
Run it. Got to get the run game going here. And, I mean, you have 3 very capable running backs, but only one of them has had the production that you'd hope for. Corey Kiner, 17 attempts, 106 yards on the ground. Evan Pryor, 4 for 6. And Chance Williams is 2 attempts for -2 yards on the ground. I think if the Bearcats can get this run game going and score at least one more time, depending on the timing, it's done.
Brendan Sorsby is going to start off this 2nd and 10 with Corey Kiner to his right in the backfield. A little bit of possible movement. Corey Kiner gets it. He's going to break through. He's got a lot of room. Corey Kiner to the 40. Breaks a tackle. 45. He's going to get tackled right at the 47. Corey Kiner starts off this fourth quarter with a bang.
That was a nice stiff arm as well by Corey Kiner. Almost dribbled a man as he was running. Dropped at about the 50-yard line. Sets up a big first down after a big carry.
Bearcats are set up on their own 47 or 48, I believe. Ready to start this 1st and 10. Corey Kiner still in the game. He sets up behind Brendan Sorsby in the backfield. Joe Royer on the left side of the line. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hand off to Kiner. Kiner's going to fake it back to what flew a flea flicker. Throw is up to Royer. I don't know what just occurred there on that play.
What in the world did
Not
I
even
just
a flea
see?
Flicker.
A busted play, I will say.
Corey Kiner took the handoff for Brendan Sorsby, moved to his left, gave a little lateral pass to Aaron Turner, who threw it back to Sorsby, and then tried to send it to Joe Royer. So much just occurred.
There was a good jump by the Pitt defense that was what blew up that play.
Yeah.
There was a man that came in through the gap untouched, and that was what blew that up. Because it was a reverse, because Kiner initially had it. It was a reverse toss to Aaron Turner. Turner flipped it back to Sorsby.
Sorsby takes the snap, fakes it to Kiner. He's going to pass it. He's got an open man. It goes way over his head. Intended receiver was Tony Johnson. That's going to set up 3rd and 10. A little bit of extracurriculars going on there. Some linemen of the Bearcats believe that might be. Was that Luke Condra in the middle of that? Possibly. Tough to tell.
I'm still trying to process what just happened. That was a fascinating. Like, I want to see what would have happened had that play worked.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That is back-to-back throws from Brendan Sorsby that have been over the receiver's head in that same area. As Sorsby sets up in the backfield, he's got a running back to his right. I believe that's Pryor. He fakes the handoff to him. Sorsby is going to throw the screen over. It was intended for Aaron Turner. Goes through his hands, incomplete. The Bearcats are going to be forced to bring the punt team out. Pittsburgh staying in this one.
And that one, I can't even pin on Brendan Sorsby. That's a catch that you have to make. And believe it or not, I was a wide receiver back in the day when I played football. And that's the wide receiver's code. You get your hands on it, you have to make that catch, you have to pull it down. Even if it's just a catch and a couple of yards, you can't just let that go through your hands like that.
Mason Fletcher back for the Bearcats, ready to punt this one away. The All-American punter puts his foot on it. That's a short punt. It's going to bounce at around the 16. It's going to be downed by the Bearcats as Pitt will start off this drive, I believe, at the 17, 18-yard line. It'll be marked at the 17.
That was only the 2nd punt of the game for Cincinnati.
Pitt's offense will come out onto the field once more.
Now, if you're Cincinnati, it's just a matter of playing smart football. You can't let players get by you very easily. You have to be able to make those form tackles.
Holstein's going to set up in the backfield with Desmond Reed to his right. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right with a tight end to his right as well. Wide receiver goes in motion from left to right. Setting up 2 now. He's going to drop back into the backfield. He's looking at that receiver that went in motion. He's got a lot of room. He's going to run it himself. Breaks through 1 tackle. Is going to be corralled by the 2nd. Gains about 3 on the play.
And that was fantastic coverage as well by Cincinnati. Every man was locked up down the field.
I don't want to call it this, but it almost appears that Cincinnati's almost playing somewhat of a prevent defense here. Kind of pushing people back, playing that deep zone, almost allowing him to get those 3 yards on the ground. He hands it off to Reed here. Reed breaks through a tackle. He's got some room. Breaks another tackle. First down for the Panthers.
was almost a bad look there too for Cincinnati's defense. The safety was a little bit too high up the field. Almost couldn't make that tackle.
Pitt sets immediately. Here's the snap from Holstein. He gathers in the back, drops back, quick pass up at Reed. Reed's going to get another first down on that, about 15-yard gain on that one. He was hit hard by Jack Dingle, but he advances to the Cincinnati 45-yard line.
It almost looks like Holstein had hesitated on the throw. He wasn't sure where exactly he wanted to go, but it ended up working out in the end.
That Holstein will set up in the backfield. Running back to his right is Derek Davis. Wide receiver motions from right to left. That was Kenny Johnson. In the backfield, Holstein, a lot of pressure on him early. He gets it off to his tight end. He's going to gain around 9 yards on that play. It was Bartholomew who made that catch. I apologize, it's Overman. Set up 2nd and 8 for the Panthers.
Just Eli Holstein also just has that speed to get away from the pressure as well. Another example of him just being able to escape the pocket with ease.
Holstein sets up in the backfield. Running back to his left is Derek Davis. Cincinnati's showing pressure off the bat. They're going to send it. They're going to get in at Holstein. He's going to get it off quickly. Overman with the reception. He's going to be tackled in the backfield for a loss. Loses 2 on that play. That's going to set up 3rd and 4 for the Panthers.
And that is the tackle that you want to make. Nice, wrapped up at the legs. Kalen Carroll gets in there, gets the tackle on the big tight end, sets up 3rd down and short, with a big 3rd down driving into the UC student section.
11:42 remains in this 4th quarter. Cincinnati leading 27-13 over Pittsburgh. Holstein sets up in the backfield. Derek Davis to his left. Wide receiver motions from left to right. It's Kenny Johnson. Takes the snap. Holstein's going to hand it off. Davis. Crowd at the goal line, or not the goal line, at the line of scrimmage. Dante Corleone makes the stop. That's going to set up 4th and 3.
A lovely bull rush by Dante Corleone to get inside and stuff the running back just immediately. Met at the line of scrimmage. Bing, bang, boom, 4th down.
Just over 11 minutes left on the clock. Pitt is going to leave their offense on the field. Holstein talks to his offensive line, sends 2 receivers to the right. He's going to have 1 on the left with a tight end on the left. Back in the field with him is Derek Davis. Sets up to his left. Holstein motions his tight end to the right. Fakes the handoff to the running back. He's going to look deep. He's got a man open. Wide open across the field is Kenota Mumpfield. He's going to go into the end zone easily. And just like that, Pitt has scored again and makes it a 1-possession game.
I'm not sure what had even happened on that defensive possession there for Cincinnati. Just a lot of miscommunication on the motion that was sent, and it left Mumfrees wide open for 6. Now we're about to have the same score we had last year.
Defense having struggles at the moment in the second half for the Bearcats. Pitt, just like that, has made this a 1-possession game, as the little bit of blue that is on that far sideline is making themselves known. Student section for the Bearcats not letting that stay. They're lining up for 2 here. Holstein in the backfield. Pitt trying to make this a 6-point game. Bearcats making some substitutions quickly. To his right is Derek Davis. He's got 3 wideouts to his left, a tight end to his right. Here comes 1 wide receiver motioning towards the right from left to right. Holstein takes it. He's going to take it himself. He fakes it the run. He dropped, though, in the end zone by Kenny Johnson. No good on the completion.
And that you can hear the sigh of relief from the Cincinnati sideline. Now down by 8 is Pitt.
I don't really know what the strategy on that one was. I guess they were trying to just make it to where extra point on the next touchdown could win the game. But, man, that's a bold move.
Bold move and a bold play at that, too. It almost looked like an option, but a run-pass option at that, too.
He faked the run?
It just did not look overly successful.
With that, the Bearcats lead this one 27-19. 10:41 remains in the 4th quarter. We'll be back shortly on Bearcast Sports Radio. Welcome back to beautiful Nippert Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati leading this one 27-19 over the Pitt Panthers. Cincinnati set to get the ball back here with 10:41 remaining in the fourth quarter. Ethan, defense having a little struggle fest here in the fourth quarter.
Just a little bit, and it goes back to what I said about playing smart defense, and it was also just a confusing sequence on that last play that resulted in the touchdown. The 2-point failed, but there was a lot of motion on the line. It led to the defense being a little confused. They couldn't quite figure out the coverage, and it left a man wide open. They'll find the end zone for 6.
Pitt set to kick this one away to the Bearcats. As we mentioned, 10:41 remaining in this fourth quarter. One possession game all of a sudden. Bearcats once led by 21. Kick is going to go through the end zone for a touchback. Bearcats will start this possession on the 25-yard line.
It's almost just a similar turn to where we were last year. Cincinnati beat Pitt at Pitt 27-20 last year. And we're approaching that same score. If they had kicked the extra point, we would be exactly where we were last year. But they failed in the 2-point conversion attempt.
This is a completely different Cincinnati offense when you look at it, too, with who their skill players are. The only guys really returning are you have one receiver and Xavier Henderson. You have Corey Kiner, and you have the entire offensive line. Brendan Sorsby, the transfer from Indiana, sends the squad out there. He's going to drop back first play. Looking across the middle, that goes right to Xavier Henderson, who gets through for the first down.
Nearly broke away for a big gain as well, but nonetheless got the first down. It was a nice grab as well on the curl route, and Henderson's been automatic on that one all day. And so Sorsby, for that matter, on that route specifically, automatic.
1st and 10 from the 36-yard line of the Bearcats. Sorsby steps back into the backfield. He's got running back behind him. Believe that is Corey Kiner. Sorsby sets. Two receivers to his right. One motions behind him. Instead, it's Chance Williams. He hands it off to Chance Williams. He breaks through a couple. Keeps pushing forward for more yards. He's going to gain about 4. Whole scuffle in the middle. Try and figure out who has it. Williams will go down with 4 yards on that one. Got all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Williams finally looks like above the 0 mark. He was still a -2 by the time he had taken that handoff.
Williams going to stay in the game in the backfield. He's going to line up to the left of Sorsby on this one. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Joe Royer into the game on the left side of the line at tight end. 1 receiver motions across in the jet sweep motion. That handoff went to Williams. He got about a yard on that one as well. It's going to set up 3rd and 5.
There was it's a constant theme. The hole was there, but then it gets closed up almost immediately. The linebackers crash in and are able to just close any gap that may be there. And now a big 3rd down and about medium to go for Cincinnati. And it's getting to be a dangerous spot.
Pittsburgh trying to get their fans into the game. Corey Kiner entered back into the backfield on this play. We'll see if he gets utilized. 2 receivers on the far side for the Bearcats, 1 on the near. Joe Royer at tight end on the far side for the Bearcats as well. He's going to motion across back to this left side. Sorsby drops back. Pressure on him fast, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield for a loss of almost 10 yards. That play was broken up immediately. The sack is going to go to, I believe, Rasheem Biles.
That would be, and he taunts the student section to no flag. And just like that, offense shut down. And it'll bring out Mason Fletcher to punt once again.
Not much work for Mason Fletcher in that first half. He's been on the field a lot more than he'd like in this second. 8 minutes remain on the fourth quarter. Bearcats lead by 8. Set to punt it away to Pitt. Here comes the kick from Fletcher. That's a low one, but it's going far. It's going to bounce at the 25. Great bounce for UC. That's going to go back inside the 10-yard line, and it's going to be down at the 6. What a punt from the All-American Mason Fletcher.
And that is why you look into rugby-style punts, because they have the tendency to be downed so far back. It's a lovely thing, the sport of rugby alone, but the style of punt that resides in it as well.
7:44 remains in this fourth quarter. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back shortly on Bearcast Sports Radio. 7:44 remains in the River City Rivalry here at Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati leads this one 27-19 over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh with the ball in their own end on their 7-yard line to start off this drive, a one-possession game.
They need a stop. They need one big time. Just one. One big defensive stop on one play can spark the momentum to shift it back into UC's favor.
Fans trying to get into the game here, trying to make their presence known. Holstein in the backfield with, I believe, Desmond Reed to his right. He's going to fake the handoff to Reed, drops back, looking to his right. He's going to run it himself. Instead, he's going to throw. He's got his tight end there on the sideline. First down for the Panthers.
See, and that's the problem there with the 3-3-5 is that you don't have an end on the very edge to run contain. You run contain, you get the sack on that play, but it allows for more time to create some kind of route to get to the sticks. First down.
Holstein hands that one off to Reed. Reed makes a little bit of a hole through there, gains about 5 yards. If he got through that tackle, it was long gone. Gains 6 on the play. It's going to be second. Actually, gains 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. Holstein moving fast. Reed remains in the backfield next to him. Holstein drops back, looking for a pass across the middle. He makes it. I believe that's actually complete to Reed. Instead, it was Sincere Lee with a reception. First down for the Panthers.
Pitt moving quickly, and it hadn't proved to be a problem for Cincinnati early, but now seems to be a problem.
Hand off to Reed. He's not going to get much on that one as he's gathered by the Godfather, Dante Corleone.
That was a great stop there by the defensive line. Dante Corleone able to sneak past the offensive line and grab that tackle almost in the backfield.
2nd and 9 for the Panthers on their own 29. Holstein in the backfield. Desmond Reed set up to the left of him. He's got 3 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He drops back, looking across the middle. He's going to run for it a little bit. He's got an open man in or across the line. That's going to be a first down for the Panthers.
There was a bit of a block in the back on the offensive line by Eric Phillips, and didn't exactly, and there wasn't a call there, but now whistle blown.
Dante
Corleone down on a knee.
That's a scary sight to see with everything he's gone through.
You always have to worry about Dante Corleone, especially with his condition. He is, I'd imagine he is on a snap count. He may be up towards that limit.
Walking off the field on his own power, very slowly, shaking his head.
Might be the last you see of him today.
Bearcats find themselves in trouble here. Pitt with the ball on their own 44. As they retake the field, 1st and 10. Holstein in the backfield. Reed to his right. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He drops back, fakes the handoff, rolling to his right. Pushing forward, a good attack from the defense there. The Bearcats, that pass will fall incomplete. Was intended for the tight end, Gavin Bartholomew.
Jared Bartlett was in the area. He made the dive to try and secure that interception. Another close call on through the air trying to get the pick, but nothing much to show for it. But good coverage nonetheless.
2nd and 10 from the 44 of the Panthers. Holstein in the backfield, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Back in the backfield is Reed. Takes the snap, drops back, all 5 go. He's looking across the middle, it's Reed. Reed's got a lot of space, we're looking to his right. 45, 35, 20, 10. He's gonna get to the 5, touchdown Panthers. Desmond Reed on the 55-yard reception. Takes it to the house. Pitt has the chance to tie this one at 27.
That was just bad coverage over the middle by Cincinnati. The zones were busted. There was a misread on the coverage. Nobody could catch up to the speed of Desmond Reed.
5:40 remains. Offense will stay on the field for the Panthers. They try and tie this one. Cats have a 2-point lead. 2-point conversion on the way. Dante Corleone motioning towards the student section to get them in the game. This could make or break the Bearcats' day today.
I'd like to take it a little bit closer to left hash.
Holstein's going to get set. 3 receivers on the right for him. Reed in the backfield with him. See what play they decide to go with. Wide receiver motioning towards the left. He's going to go into the backfield with him. Keeps motioning to his left. Here comes the rush from the receiver. Eric Phillips gets him in the backfield. Takes him down, and that stops the 2-point conversion.
And that was just a screamer of a play by Eric Phillips. Came in around the back, and that's how you edge contain.
He is down after that tackle, though. Took his helmet off. He's holding, believe that is his right side. Scary sight to see after making that huge play.
Dante Corleone heads out. He's going to check on him.
This is a scary sight, as you already know, Corleone struggling with some injuries. Eric Phillips, the other big body on that line. He gets up.
He's all right.
Jogs off on his own power.
He's all right.
Corleone motions at the student section. Is that the spark that the Bearcats needed?
Absolutely. It doesn't matter when that play was. Preferably for Cincinnati, it would have been before that instance, but the sack on the 2-point conversion, that can be enough to spark this offense. If they can get one good drive down the field, then they have a chance to put this one away.
We're going to take a short break here. 5:40 remains in this fourth quarter. Cincinnati with a 2-point lead. They lead 27-25 in the River City Rivalry. We'll be back on Bearcast Sports Radio. .540 remains, the 2-point game here at Nippert Stadium between the Cincinnati Bearcats and the Pittsburgh Panthers. Pitt coming up just short on that 2-point conversion that could have tied the game. Eric Phillips breaking up the play and making a huge difference.
I'll tell you what, this is the rivalry game that you know you want. Obviously, you'd love a blowout, but it's the tight, contested ones that you talk about for the rest of time. Think Pike to Benz, easily.
Ben Souls ready to kick it away for Pitt. Here it comes. It's a low one going towards the back of the end zone. It'll go out there. Bounces through. Thought that had a chance of going out of bounds.
I thought it did too. It looked like that angle kind of had it, but stayed in bounds just enough to be sent to the 20-yard line for a touchback. And we need to see how this Bearcats lineup can fare. And you've seen Corey Kiner. He's been able to put out the production, but there hasn't been much help from your other two guys in the backfield. Evan Pryor and Chance Williams only combining for about 9 yards in total offense between the two. Corey Kiner, 132.
To start off this drive, it is going to be Corey Kiner in the backfield with Brendan Sorsby. Sets up behind him. Joe Royer now moves back to the right of Sorsby. Setting up also in the backfield. Hands it off to Kiner. Kiner's got some room. He breaks a couple tackles, breaks through, gets to the 8 yards. It's going to get to the 34-yard line, setting up a 2nd and 2.
That was a nice hole that opened up for Kiner, and was able to just follow it through and able to gain about 8, 2nd down. And you see this offense, it's plays like this early in the drive that they get things set, but then they eventually just crumble out. And that's what they have to avoid here.
Corey Kiner stays on the field in the backfield with Brendan Sorsby. 2 receivers to his right, including Joe Royer, also on to the right. Corey Kiner now moves from behind him to the right of him. Over there, it's thrown. It's completed to Jamoy Mays. The pass from Sorsby, that'll go for a 1st down.
It's those curl routes, man. They are dangerous no matter who you are or who you're playing. As long as they're ran well, which they have been all game by these receivers on the outside, this side by Mays on the right side, and able to snag enough yards to move the chains.
Interesting, the Bearcats are not afraid to throw it here. That was 2nd and short. We're just under 4:30 remaining here in this 4th quarter. 1 possession game. Bearcats not quite electing to just run the clock out. Corey Kiner remains in the game behind Brendan Sorsby. Lining up to the right of him is Joe Royer. 2 receivers also to the left, another tight end on the right. Sorsby claps, ready to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Kiner. Kiner to his left now, breaks the move, goes completely other way to the left. He's breaking through some tackles, gets through. That might go for a 1st down. They're going to mark him. It looks like just short of it. It's going to set up 2nd and 1.
I don't know if I agree with that spot, but nonetheless, a great run by Corey Kiner. And you saw that Brendan Sorsby, he almost made the block as well, which is a good thing to see for your quarterback, especially someone's going to lead your team, is if he is going to put his body on the line to advance to play. Now just a yard shy, ball on the 46-yard line.
Pryor now in the backfield for the Bearcats with Brendan Sorsby. He's going to line up behind him. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Joe Royer also out there on the left. Pryor moved up. He's going to take the snap, and he gets no yards on it. He might lose 2 on that one. Actually, it sets up 3rd and 3.
Got into the backfield immediately, set a full-on blitz, and got into the backfield immediately. Evan Pryor loose, 2. Now another big 3rd down at midfield for Cincinnati. This is where they've stalled out the past 3 drives.
Cincinnati needing to find a way to get these 3 yards to keep Pitt from getting the ball once again. 3 minutes even remain in this 4th quarter. Evan Pryor in the backfield with Sorsby. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Joe Royer's going to motion from left to right, now sitting up on the right side of the line. Sorsby claps, takes the snap, looks towards his right. Pressure immediately, throw is up, and it's over the head of Jamoy Mays. Sorsby was absolutely rocked in the backfield on that one, 4th down.
Sent 8 people in the box, and there's no way around it. You can't block that many people going forward. 1 came through just unblocked. He was able to get it away in time, but overthrown. Overshot his man, was looking for Jamoy Mays. Couldn't quite connect, brings up 4th down and 3.
Punt team will come out for the Bearcats. Defense is going to need 1 last stop on Pitt. We'll see how close Fletcher can put it back to their end zone. We saw him on the last one, down it at the 6-yard line. Bearcats would love something similar here. Fletcher awaits the snap. Here comes the kick. He's going to wait for a second, kind of toys with him. Here it comes. The punt is up, goes over the head of the receiver. Bounces just into the end zone. Had a chance to down it at the 1.
Was just out of his reach.
With that, Pitt's going to start this one on the 25-yard line. 2:38 remains. Cincinnati needs 1 stop to hold on to this one.
Cardiac Cats are back in week 2.
Never left.
Never left. Big-time defensive drive coming up for Cincinnati, and I said it the past couple drives, just play smart.
Eli Holstein, the redshirt freshman, transfer from Alabama, in this game in the backfield for Pitt. In the backfield with him to the right is Desmond Reed. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Tight end motions towards the right. Quick handoff to Reed. Reed's going to be caught in the backfield by Jordan Bartlett. He's going to lose 2 on that play.
That was a good jump by Jordan Bartlett as well. Able to get into the backfield and snuff out that run almost immediately. Nowhere for the running back to go.
Dante Corleone was also applying pressure there. Pitt moving fast. They set quickly. Here comes the snap to Holstein. Drops back. He's looking for it. He's going to get the quick dump to Reed. That's going to be a good for about 7 yards on that one. 3rd and 5 incoming for the Panthers.
And that's going to be the problem for Cincinnati, is that they're going to keep having to deal with that dump pass as we hit the 2-minute timeout here in Cincinnati.
2 minutes remain in this fourth quarter. We're going to take a quick timeout. Bearcats leading us with 27-25 in crunch time here on Bearcast Sports Radio. Two minutes remain in the River City Rivalry. Bearcats lead this one 27-25. Potential biggest play of the game coming up here. 3rd and 5 for the Panthers on their own 25.
Big time opportunity for both sides. Cincinnati looking for the stop. Pitt looking to stay alive.
Holstein getting set in the backfield. As he awaits the go from the referee. Also in the backfield with him will be Derek Davis. 2 receivers to the left, a tight end as well to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Davis moves to his right. Holstein snaps, takes it, hands it off to Davis. He's going to be stuffed at the line by Dante Corleone.
Absolutely nowhere.
The Bearcats stop him, and that'll set up 4th and 5.
They're going to go for it here. They have no choice. And you have to be on lock. You can't let anything silly go. Contain the outsides, cover the middle, watch your guy. This is it.
1:30 remains, 2-point game. Holstein sets in the backfield. He's got 1 receiver to his right, 1 motions to his left. 2 now on the left, running back in the backfield. 1 going across the middle, a flag on the play.
There's a penalty marker on the play.
Let's see what this call
Either
is.
false start or neutral zone infraction, which is it going to be?
Oh, it looks like it might be against the Bearcats. Original signal I thought was going against UC. It's going to be huge. Whoa. So delay of game has been called against the defense. That gives Pittsburgh a free first down. They declined the 10-second runoff. Holstein quick with it here. He had 3 wide on his left, 2 to his right. They're going to get him in the backfield. No, he breaks the tackle. Jordan Bartley also misses a tackle. Jack Dingle's going to take him down after a gain of 6. Complete mess of what's going on here on the field. Dante Corleone lost his helmet. Timeout was taken by Pitt. Fans expressing their emotions here.
So here's the defensive delay of game penalty. The penalty can be called on the defense if officials believe they are taking an inordinate amount of time to get set for the next play.
Wow. Wow.
Big blow for Cincinnati. 2 timeouts left for each side. 1:13 to go. 27-25.
Dante Corleone has to come off after losing his helmet. He was motioning for a hands to the face penalty that he did not get. Pitt also declined the 10-second runoff on that as well. Pitt has the ball on their own 38. It's 2nd and 3. 1:13 remains. Cincinnati with a 2-point lead, trying to hold off the Panthers. Holstein sets in the backfield as wide receiver motions from left to right. Hands it off to It is to Reed. Reed's going to get the first down. He makes it to the 46-yard line.
Desmond Reed, he found that hole, and Pitt's going to be looking to just get in the field goal range and kick this one away.
1:05 remains. Clock will start on the signal. It's now running. It'll get below 1 minute. Holstein sets in the backfield. A little bit of motion from his tight end. Fakes the handoff to Reed. Bounces around the pocket a little bit, rolling now to his right. He's going to look for the deep ball. He's got a man wide open. It's going to be caught at the 23-yard line. He'll go out of bounds at the 20. First down for Pitt.
And I mean, that's just blown coverage. That's what we've been saying the entire game, is that this defense cannot let the blown coverage happen, and yet again, we see it. What is going to be the answer for Cincinnati? This has been a problem for 2 years now. And I get that it's week 2. I may be overreacting to this situation, but this is ridiculous.
Holstein trying to motion to his offense in the backfield. Clock stopped at 50 seconds. Pittsburgh on their 19-yard line. Holstein takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Davis. Davis has some room. Gets tackled by a corral of Bearcats after a gain of about 6. Takes it to the 14-yard line.
It's just a tough situation for the Cincinnati defense, and there's pretty much nothing they can do besides wait and hope that Pittsburgh is going to miss this field goal.
2nd and 3, Pittsburgh looking to air it out. Holstein in the backfield. Cincinnati's going to get to him in the back. Dante Corleone might come down with that sack.
He didn't even get hit. He tripped. The fact that Dante Corleone was in the area scared him so much that he fell on the floor.
I'm really confused why they chose to pass there with 25 seconds remaining, and you're on the 14-yard line. That's a very surprising move to me. They took their timeout. Pitt, I believe, has 1 remaining. Ball is placed at, I believe, the 18-yard line. Might be the 19-yard line.
And it's going to be a matter of how does this defense respond, which has been the question all game. And they were locked down for 3 quarters. Get to the 4th. Pitt has scored 12 unanswered.
Defense has just crumbled. They need 1 stop here to have a chance to win this game. Bearcats lead by 2. 23 seconds remain. Pitt with the ball on the Bearcats 19. Holstein in the backfield. Derek Davis to his right. 2 receivers to his right. 1 motions from the left into the backfield. Pitt's going to hand it off to Davis. Davis working to his left. He's going to be tackled after about a gain of 2. We'll see what Pitt decides to do here. believe Scott Satterfield took a timeout. Clock ran down to 18 seconds. Pitt's going to set up a field goal on the 17-yard line.
This is easily the biggest moment of the game right here. Pitt has about a 34-ish yard field goal.
We've seen him make one from 49 with the yardage of about 60. Scott Satterfield does have one timeout remaining. Do they elect? I guess they cannot call back-to-back timeouts now I think about it.
He won't ice them. He'll save that for the offensive drive.
Ben Souls on for Pitt, set to take this 35-yard field goal.
Holder is Cam Guess.
Kicking towards the Bearcats student section. Bearcats crowd the line. Here goes the game. 20 seconds remain. Cats lead by 2. The snap is on. The hold is good. And it is up. And it is good through. And the Panthers take a 28-27 lead.
Frustrating. That's all this game is for Cincinnati. It's frustrating. Because as a Cincinnati fan, you have to wonder what is the answer going to be for the defense that had struggled against Towson, allowed 20 points, and now you have a problem with the offense that can't seem to produce going up against Pitt, shut out in the fourth quarter.
15 unanswered for the Panthers in the fourth. Bearcats have had no answer at all on offense, and the defense has just crumbled, allowing these chunk yardage throws. 17 seconds remain. Pitts leads this one 28-27. Bearcats will have potentially one last shot at it. One timeout remaining.
It's a matter of if you can get down in the field goal range, do you trust Carter Brown to make this field goal?
He's been shaky all day. Missed one earlier, which is making a big difference here so far, right at the end of the first half. Kick team on for Pitt. Ben Souls takes the field once again. Back for the Bearcats is Logan Wilson. Special teams been an issue. First 2 games for the Cats. Could make a difference here today as well. Souls sets back, approaches the ball. Here it comes. Ball is boomed. It's going to go out the back of the end zone. Bearcats will start this final drive on the 25-yard line.
You have enough time for maybe 4 plays.
Got to move fast. Brennan Sorsby will be manning a high-tempo offense here. One timeout remaining for the Cats. 17 seconds on the clock. What do they got?
First clutch situation for Brendan Sorsby, and you have to wonder how's Pitt's going to respond. Are they going to send everybody? Are they going to play prevent? They've got 3 safeties back. They're going to play heavy cushion.
3 wide here on this left side for the Cats. 1 on the right. Corey Kiner in the backfield with Sorsby. Pitt sends 4. Sorsby moves up in the pocket a little bit. He's got a receiver. It is caught inbounds and immediately pushed out of bounds. Was Aaron Turner for the Bearcats. That took 5 seconds on the clock. 12 remains.
You've maybe got to make it to the 25 to be comfortable.
Pick up of 6, 2nd and 4 from the 31-yard line of the Bearcats. Sorsby taking their time. Team steps up to the line. 2 receivers on each side. Running back in the backfield is Kiner. Pitt is showing 3. They're going to send all 3. Sorsby, a little bit of time. He's looking for a receiver. Might have one over the middle. A trip for a second. Still on his feet, bouncing around. Sorsby's going to go down.
That's it.
That's going to do the game. Cincinnati got the timeout with 1 second to go, but that's going to all but do it. Sorsby took up way too much time on that one. Went down in the backfield. Going to have one last shot from the 27-yard line. Nippert Stadium is absolutely stunned from this comeback from the Pitt Panthers.
And like I said, frustrating. That's all this is. In the second year of Scott Satterfield, who you assumed would be someone that would be able to take Cincinnati into the Big 12 and produce, maybe not year one, but definitely year two, and this is the result you have at home against a team that you beat last year.
Comes our one last chance here for the Bearcats. Brennan Sorsby in the backfield. Pitt's going to take one last timeout.
There's seconds. 30 seconds.
I mean, I don't even know what to say.
We, along with everyone else in the stadium, are stunned. There's not much else we can put it. It's other than calling it a total crumble from the Bearcats in this quarter.
Led 17-3 at the half. Came back in Pitt.
Sorsby in the backfield now, ready for this one last snap. Pitt sends three. Everyone goes long for the Bearcats. Complete across the middle. Bearcats trying to do some trickery here. It's sent back to Corey Kiner. The backfield, Kiner spins off a tackler. He's still on his feet. To the 35, keeps it alive, goes to Sorsby. It's on the ground, and Pitt recovers, and that's the game. Pitt wins the River City Rivalry, stunning the Cincinnati Bearcats at home.
And if that doesn't describe how the last two seasons have been going for Cincinnati, I don't know what does.
Pitt players run up to the student section, take out one staff member of the Bearcats, and in the wreckage.
You could see a fine. You could see a fine coming for Pitt.
This is a mess.
Thank you to all of our fans who came out to Pitt.
But just describes how Pittsburgh fans as a whole are, right?
This we're stunned. We're too stunned to speak. This was an ugly sight for Cincinnati. Not much else you can say after this one. A lot of chirping going on, a little bit of pushing and shoving there as well between the two teams. Mason Fletcher getting in the middle of it. Don't see that a lot.
Man,
This is stunning.
Absolutely.
So many chances for the Bearcats to close it out. Just never could.
And it comes down to the defense. Obviously there was a lack of offensive production coming in the final frame, but you can't pin it all on the offense. This isn't a one-sided game. The defense is equally as important as it is to the offense, and the defense just could not come up with any stops at all. There was not a single time that I thought the defense was going to be comfortable, that they would make the stop. There were plenty of missed sacks, plenty of missed tackles, plenty of blown coverage opportunities for Cincinnati, and it led to a heartbreak of a comeback for the Panthers. And now the Bearcats will look to bounce back in week 3, heading up to Oxford to play Miami.
So with that, I don't think there's much else for us to say after this one. Bearcats lose a stunner. Pitt comes in and takes home the River City Rivalry in the last meetup for a while between these two teams. Bearcats will look to bounce back. We'll be in Oxford next week for this one. We'll see you next time on Bearcast Sports Radio.